Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TIC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight.
From across the bridge in Wareham, a battle of the two last teams searching for their first wins in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Tonight, something has to give on a brand new Spillane field, and we'll have it all for you right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Alongside Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. It's time for our Anglers Extra pregame show. Jake, 2 straight losses is what Chatham is sitting on currently. After last night, the bats finally showed up, but it just was not enough. Chatham only pushing across 2 runs in the first 2 games. Something really has to flip in terms of getting ready for this game.
Sure does, but Wareham's in pretty much the exact same position, Hudson. They have also lost their first 2 games, and the Gateman have struggled offensively as well through the first couple. So has really the entire Cape League. And Dennis Cook will give us some insights into why that may have been early on the Anglers Extra pregame show here in the Manager's Show.
It is always difficult making the switch to wood. Bats 5 combined runs between these 2 teams through the first 2 games of the season. Still plenty more to come. We talked to Ethan Mendoza about that a little bit. When we return on the other side, we have your catch of the day. You won't want to miss it.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC, Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoscapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. Game 2 for Chatham today, and the first on the road against the Bourne Braves. Time for the Manager's Show. I'm Jake Klein alongside Chatham manager Dennis Cook. Dennis, a 1-0 opening day loss last night. What were the takeaways?
Pitched really well, didn't 2-strike hit very well. So hopefully we can get better with our approach, 2-strike approach, and put more balls in play tonight.
As a former pitcher, when you get to a 2-strike count on a hitter, what are you looking to do to put him away?
Well, it depends on how good my stuff is. Obviously, last night their stuff was pretty good. We chased a lot of breaking balls in the dirt and a lot of fastballs out of the zone up. So hopefully tonight we can swing at better pitches, and I think we'll have a little more success if we do that. We're a little more selective with our pitching, with what we're swinging at.
You also got 10 strikeouts out of J.T. Quinn, your starter out of the University of Georgia. What'd you like from his start?
I thought he was aggressive. He threw a ton of strikes, mixed well, and just a great approach. Aggressive approach.
What's good about a pitcher being aggressive?
Well, usually throw a lot of strikes, and I think we walked one last night, so I'll take that every night.
Followed him up with Charlie Foster, a little bit of a different look from the left side. What did you like about that pairing between the two of them?
I like the left-right pairing. We flipped their. If they would have had more hitters, we'd have flipped their lineup. But Charlie did a great job against all the lefties and the righties too. And he threw great last night. And, we got him through 4 innings, so that's a positive too, to stretch him that far. So his next outing, we'll feel comfortable with him going 4 innings.
Does anything change for you as a pitcher when you played in a 1-0 low-scoring type of game?
Well, you have to be a little more careful, because one bad pitch can cost you a game. I thought last night in the tight ball game, we threw an off-speed pitch to the kid that broke his bat. I believe that's what it was, an off-speed pitch. We threw a fastball right by him earlier in the count. So
A little bit from Dennis Cook yesterday. Now here is Dennis Cook on the Manager Show today. Anglers Extra Pregame Show. Hudson Ridley alongside Ethan Mendoza, second baseman for Texas in the leadoff man for the Anglers on what has been a little bit more of a warmer day than we've seen in the last couple days. A little bit more like your home Texas weather.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels great out here. The last couple of days been a little chilly, but it feels good today.
You're obviously a Texas guy, but you started your career at Arizona State, when then made the move to Texas. Tell me what went behind that.
When Coach Schlossnagel got the job at Texas, that was a big part of it. I knew Schloss was a great coach, but he was at A&M. That was the only problem. I'm a Texas fan. I'm from Dallas, so I grew up watching the Longhorns. And once he made that move, it was like a no-brainer for me.
Now that you play for Texas and all the tradition, the rich history, obviously you grew up a fan. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's awesome. I actually didn't really picture myself playing for the Longhorns when I was little. But now that I'm
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra Pregame Show. Game 2 for Chatham today, and the first on the road against the Bourne Braves. Time for the Manager's Show. I'm Jake Klein alongside Chatham manager Dennis Cook.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra Pregame Show. Hudson Ridley alongside Ethan Mendoza, second baseman for Texas and the leadoff man for the Anglers on what has been a little bit more of a warmer day than we've seen in the last couple days. A little bit more like your home Texas weather.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels great out here. The last couple of days been a little chilly, but it feels good today.
You're obviously a Texas guy, but you started your career at Arizona State, when then made the move to Texas. Tell me what went behind that.
When Coach Schlossnagel got the job at Texas, that was a big part of it. I knew Schloss was a great coach, but he was at A&M. That was the only problem. I'm a Texas fan. I'm from Dallas, so I grew up watching the Longhorns. And once he made that move, it was like a no-brainer for me.
Now that you play for Texas and all the tradition, the rich history, obviously you grew up a fan. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's awesome. I actually didn't really picture myself playing for the Longhorns when I was little. But now that I'm here, like it's kind of a surreal moment. The dish is wonderful. I love all the fans there. I mean, it's just a great experience every day.
Longhorn Shane on as well. Obviously, the president of the team, Steve West, a Longhorn fan, and you're staying with Steve West and his wife, Susan. What's that been like?
I mean, it's been awesome. We've had a lot of talks about Austin and Texas and Bevo especially. But I mean, it's great that we all have something in common. They stay in Austin, so I mean, definitely when I go back there, I'll definitely go see them, and then after the games, where I talk to them a couple times. So
conversations on Bevo. Yeah. What is that going?
How great he is. I mean, he's the best mascot out there. I mean, what's not to love about Bevo?
No, that's certainly true. Now, just shifting a little bit back to baseball. Obviously, for these first 2 games, you've been in that leadoff spot. What do you bring to the leadoff?
I think I see a lot of pitches. That's my job, I think. Get on base any way I can. I like seeing as many pitches as possible. That's one of Coach Schloss's things. The pitch count. If you go back and look, I think we see the most pitches per plate appearance in college baseball. So that's something he taught me, especially.
How do you see Cape League pitching now, especially with the wooden bats? It's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different. A little harder to make solid contact, but still getting used to that. I mean, the pitching hasn't been anything different than the SEC. These guys are top-notch, and I mean, it's good competition every day.
Does the wooden bat make it harder to swing?
No, it's just a bat in my hands. Might be the exit velos might be a little lower, but it's still got to make good contact anyway.
Back-to-back walks, to lead off each of the last 2 games. You're starting again today in that leadoff spot. Potentially another walk to lead off the game?
Well, hopefully I'm going for a hit. That's kind of the goal, but I mean, I'll take any way I can to get on base.
You'll break through. One last thing before you go. Obviously, you're a Texas guy. Food is a little bit different in Texas than it is out here. A lot more seafood. Have you had anything good yet?
I actually haven't been able to get some seafood. Susan and Steve, we've been cooking a lot of steak and just more Texas food, I would say. I cook for myself like eggs and bacon every morning. And so we haven't gone out, but I'm definitely excited to go out to some places and try some good seafood.
A taste of home cooking a little bit from that Texas area. Well, Ethan, it was nice to have you on. The rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show is up with Jake Klein right now.
That's right, Hudson. Ethan Mendoza has really stepped up for Chatham over these last couple games. A slow offensive start for the A's, but he's been a bright spot, singled yesterday in Bourne, and as you mentioned, talked to him about, walked a couple of times to start 2 ball games.
Yeah, part of 8 walks yesterday for Chatham. That was all part of getting on base and seeing the ball a little bit better. When you talked to Dennis Cook yesterday, he did mention they need to start taking at-bats where they see the ball better. They did that yesterday. The hits came a little bit more, but the eventual build is starting, building on that game 1 till now.
And we'll hear from Dennis Cook a little bit more coming up here on Anglers Extra, the pregame show, as, again, the A's get ready to face off with the Wareham Gateman, a couple of teams that have quite the history together, have played multiple times for the Cape League Championship, most recently in 2018, Chatham's last trip to the Cape League title game. And both the A's and Gateman will get ready to go from a new-look Spillane Field in just a few moments, coming up at 6 o'clock. Boy, has Spillane Field really changed over the last year.
Sure has. No more stone dust on the infield, the really big difference. They still have it on the track behind home plate, but no stone dust on that field. Padding on the backstop. All around, they have improved the quality of the field. And we have Dennis Cook on the other side of this break when the Manager's Show returns.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoescapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Chatham at Wareham for Game 3 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. It's time for the Manager's Show with Chatham skipper Dennis Cook. I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, a 4-2 loss Bourne last night. What were the takeaways in Game 2?
Too many strikeouts. Didn't compete really well with 2 strikes. Didn't extend at bats. Couldn't get a hit with runners in scoring position.
Couple of games in a row now to start where there's been traffic on the base paths, but runners left in scoring position has been a consistent theme so far. What does it take to get that timely hitting?
Man, I don't know. I just think it just happening. You know, just somebody stepping up and putting a really good quality at bat on somebody and kind of break the logjam.
You had Duncan Matthews behind the plate from South Alabama last night. He's back in the lineup tonight as the DH. What did you like about what you saw from him that made you want to put him back in there?
I love the way Duncan plays. He plays hard. He doesn't expect anything. He doesn't assume anything. He just puts his nose out there and plays, and he pulls hard for his teammates. So those are the kind of guys I want in the lineup.
You also get that 11th position player you've been talking about for the last couple of days, and he's here. It's Ace Reese from Mississippi State. What do you like about his game?
He's got a lot of power. He's a good hitter. You know, hopefully he's not too rusty from being off for a few weeks. But he's a great player. I mean, his numbers indicate that. So we need a little bit more offensive spark, and I think that he might be able to bring it for us.
Lineup change as well. You have Jake Hanley out in the outfield today. Cole Johnson moves from DH to first base, and Daniel Jackson's out of there. What went into that?
Just wanted to give Daniel a day off, let him get his head back together in BP, and then he'll be back in there tomorrow. And, you know, Jake wants to play a little bit of outfield, so he's a good athlete. We'll put him out there and let Cole get a little bit of a chance on the defense side of the ball.
Yeah, 56 games as the designated hitter for Cole Johnson at Austin P this spring. Dennis, you mentioned batting practice. You were out here throwing batting practice. When was the last time you threw BP before a game?
No, I throw it all the time, actually. They're throwing a lefty today, and so I like throwing, let them see something from the left side. Also wanted to let them just kind of give them some scenarios, some bunts, bunt for base hits, hit and runs, make them start hit the top half of the ball, get the ball on the ground, get the ball out of the air, make them start thinking of that concept. And, we're going to do everything we can to try to get the offense going, and once it gets going, I think we're going to be in good shape.
Have to feel content with the pitching, however, so far. It had Ryan Borberg team up with Ethan Calder last night. What'd you like from the mound from those two?
I think they both did a great job. Strike throwers. That's the thing I was looking for. I want guys that are going to throw strikes and not walk a bunch of people. We'll dominate the zone and live with the results. If we get our brains beat out one night, so be it. I just don't want to sit there and watch our guys walk people. And hopefully the pitching will carry on and we'll continue to fill up the zone and stay in games.
Turn to Nate Taylor to do that tonight, youngster from Georgia, hard-throwing righty. What stands out about him?
2 walks on the season with 17 strikeouts at Georgia. Watched two of his pins. He's a hard-working kid. He puts his nose down. He's serious about his business. I think he's going to be great.
You've got a couple of those guys. Not a ton of innings on the season, young guys. What do you like about those guys? Why did you want to recruit some of the less proven players?
We want them to stay here all summer so we can help them get better. They're going to have agents in their ears chirping, you need to go home with 15 innings on the season or 20 innings on the season, and that's just a falsehood. They need to stay here. They got a big league pitching coach. I can help a little bit with them, and we can make them better, so they need to stay up. We recruited them on purpose. Young kids, freshman kids, low inning count, so they'll come up here and they'll stay all summer and hopefully, like I said, get better.
Dennis, the one thing you harped on yesterday before the game was you wanted to see better pitch selection from your offense. You got that last night. 8 walks worked out of your crew. How do you keep that going?
Hopefully it just builds on itself. We had a conversation today pre-game about getting a little more grit about ourselves with 2 strikes and extending at bats. We're still striking out too much. We struck out 27 times in 2 games. That's not good. I mean, we got to get better than that. We got to get more competitive than that. And that sometimes that's just pulling your belt another notch tighter and getting in there and deciding I'm not going to strike out. I'm going to compete and I'm not going to strike out.
Is there anything specific you look for from hitters with 2 strikes?
Just competing. You can tell when a guy's competing. He's not just up there guessing and hoping. And, I thought Isaiah Lane's last at bat last night, that was the first time. And, of course, we only played 2 games, but that's the first 2 strike at bat that I saw for the 2 games where somebody competed. He ended up striking out on the breaking ball, 3-2 breaking ball, but I saw him competing. He went from 0-2 to 3-2, and the guy made a great pitch on him. We tip our hat when that happens. But he extended that bat, and I was proud of him.
Isaiah Lane back in the cleanup spot tonight for Chatham, coming up against Wareham in just a few minutes. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Anglers Extra pregame show continues with Hudson Ridley.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley.
from beside Spillane Field in Wareham, Massachusetts. The third game of the Cape Cod League baseball season is between the Chatham Anglers and the Wareham Gatemen. Sun in the sky, starting to beam down for the first time this season. It has been a scorcher. And as the teams get ready to play, we have the lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar. Jake, the Chatham lineup.
Well, Ethan Mendoza, the second baseman, as you spoke to him about on Catch of the Day, will lead off for the third straight game to start the season. He'll be followed by Henry Ford, center fielder from Virginia, and Ace Reese makes his Chatham debut. He's the third baseman from Mississippi State. Isaiah Lane, the shortstop from San Diego, hits fourth. Then Jake Hanley, who's in left field tonight, out of San Diego. I should say out of Indiana. He'll be followed by Noah Miller, catcher from Michigan, batting sixth. And then the bottom third of the Chatham order is Jackson Freeman, Northwestern right fielder, Austin P., first baseman Cole Johnson, and Duncan Matthews, the DH from South Alabama.
So a couple positional changes that you mentioned there. Cole Johnson obviously now at first base, which is a difference from those previous two games where he was the designated hitter. That spot is now occupied by Duncan Matthews. Now the Wareham lineup, Jake.
Mac Rose, catcher from Vanderbilt, leads off, then Braden Randall, the shortstop from Ole Miss. Colby Turner is the three-hole hitter, and he's the righty-hitting right fielder from Michigan. Ty Dowley is the left fielder, a former Chatham Egg for a brief time last summer. He's the left fielder from Mercer in the cleanup hole. Adam Agresti, first baseman from St. John's, hits fifth. Then Chase Cruson, the DH from Central Florida. And the bottom third of the Wareham order is Jared Davis, second baseman from Virginia Tech. Landon Stripling, third baseman from Florida. And Hayden Yost, the center fielder, also from Florida.
Now time for your pitching matchup presented by Red Nun Bar and Grill. On the mound today for Chatham, Nate Taylor, the fireball right-hander from Georgia, a little bit inexperienced, only 8 1/3 innings last season in his freshman year for Georgia, but the ERA and strikeout numbers undeniable. 1.08 ERA, 2 walks to just 17 strikeouts, struck out the side 3 times. So a big wild card for Chatham. On the other side, Cooper Consiglio from NC State, the left-hander, had been shelled in his past year with the Wolfpack, but had shown promise in the prior year, where he led all NC State pitchers in ACC ERA. First pitch being thrown out here as the fan gets a standing ovation. Young fan runs back to the dugout. It's time for your umpires, presented by Chatham Paint and Hardware. Calling balls and strikes today, Pablo Bustamante. Down the first base line, it's William Bowers. And down the third base line, it's George Stransky. Jake, these last 2 days, Chatham has struggled to get off to a hot start.
Sure have. Ethan Mendoza has walked both times to lead off the ball game, but nothing's come of it. And Dennis Cook has shaken it up a little bit at the top of the order behind Mendoza for the second day in a row. Opening day, he went Hanley, Ford, Lane. Yesterday, he went Lane, Ford, Hanley. Now Ace Reese is here. He's in the mix. So the order today behind Mendoza, Henry Ford, Ace Reese, Isaiah Lane, and then Jake Hanley down to the 5-hole after the 0-for-7 start.
That only constant of Ethan Mendoza, standing in the on-deck circle, taking a few hacks with his redwood bat. A white sleeve to go along with his blue jersey. Block letter in red, Anglers across the front with blue caps and a red bill. Gray pants today, the look for the Anglers. For the Gateman, new jerseys from the prior year. Block letter Gateman in all white across a dark blue jersey. Cranberry red hat and bright white pants, the go-to. Consiglio warming up his left arm on the mound. Wareham drawing in a few more fans that mostly congregate around the backstop. One of the few teams in the Cape Cod League with outfield bleachers. Those reside in left with a small strip of fans there. A tough day to beat the heat, but still plenty of people filing their way into the ballpark. A long warm-up from Consiglio. Again, the NC State left-hander will face Ethan Mendoza, Henry Ford, and Ace Reese, the three to lead it off for Chatham. Mendoza has drawn back-to-back walks to lead off games. Home plate umpire Pablo Bustamante dusts off home plate, walks behind it as catcher Mac Rose crouches down, and Ethan Mendoza circles the batter's box and stands in on the right side. Mendoza gives himself as much time as possible with his foot all the way at the back of the box. Mendoza ready. Consiglio nods, kicks and deals. Fires home a first pitch ball at 6:06. Your time and temperature as presented by the Chatham Athletic Association, 69 degrees and sunny out. Consiglio's 1-0. Taken on the inside fastball for a strike. Mendoza waits patiently, never left the box, swings the bat above his shoulder. The 1-1. Yet another take on a fastball, and it's a strike. Not high-end firepower from Consiglio. The lefty appeared in 17 games for NC State. The 1-2. At the knees for strike 3. A fiery fastball. All three strikes Mendoza saw were of similar pitches. As he makes his way back to the Chatham dugout, a strikeout to lead off the ballgame. That makes way for Henry Ford. He stands in from the right side to face the lefty Consiglio. Comes set, kicks and deals. First pitch swinging on a curveball. It's 0-1. Ford last night 1 for 4 with a walk. He's ready in the box, the 0-1. Bounced in the dirt and off the chest protector of Mac Rose. The defensive alignment is brought to you by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. In the outfield from left to right, Daly, Yost, and Turner. Around the diamond from third to first in just a moment, the 1-1. Swing and a tip into the glove of Rose. It's 1-2. At third, Stripling. Short is Randall, second Davis, and Adam Agresti at first base. Mac Rose with the catching duties. It's a 1-2 from Consiglio. The pitch, below the knees on a breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 gone in the top of the first. Still scoreless from Spillane Field. Consiglio steps back down the mound. Has 8 seconds to fire. Shakes off Rose, now comes home. Pitch at the knees for a ball. And the count runs full. A patient at-bat from Henry Ford. The 6th pitch. Grounded left side foul. A hot shot that slammed off the protective netting in front of the Wareham dugout. Wareham with a new field at Spillane Field. No stone dust on the base paths anymore, opting for dirt this time. Consiglio's payoff from the dirt mound. On its way. Swing and a drive to right field. Sends Turner over and it's down. Rolls into foul ground and chugging for 2. There goes Henry Ford in with a 1-out stand-up double. Opposite field hitting to get the Anglers offense going in the 3rd game of the year. That brings up the first Chatham at-bat of 3rd baseman Ace Reese. First team All-SEC digs in from the left side. Consiglio with the handedness advantage, checks over on Ford, kicks and deals. Taken for strike 1 on a breaking ball. Got him on the front door. Backed Reese initially off the plate, put his hands over his head, but a called strike. 0-1. The pitch. Below the knees on a fastball. Moves the count to 1-1. One gone, top of the first, still scoreless. Henry Ford with a leadoff at second base in front of Ace Reese. A long look in from Consiglio. He has 5 to fire. He comes home. Swing and a tip into the glove of Rose. Or it escaped him. He sprung up from his position, checked the ground, initially found it. And it slammed against his dark olive green catcher gear, the Vanderbilt product. The 1-2. Swing and a bouncer, right side foul. Reese staying alive. Before the game, manager Dennis Cook said that the Anglers need to take more patient at-bats. Ethan Mendoza mentioned that in our catch of the day. Those patient at-bats and fighting with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a tip out of the glove of Rose. Nearly squeezed it. And it's announced as a strikeout over the PA system.
Unfortunate.
That is not the case, and now they've even added an out to the scoreboard. Now they've had to reverse this, and it seems they're struggling to get it on the board. Still a 1-2 count as now Consiglio fires. Skipped in the dirt, 2-2.
At least they got the sponsor read in one extra time.
Can't hurt. They still have Chatham with a 0 on the scoreboard for the first inning, although it's not over and there's only 1 gone. They'll have to figure that out. Wide stance from Reese as he gets ready in the lefty batter's box. Another 1-2, rather 2-2. Tails inside on a slider, and the count runs full. And Jake, how unfortunate would this be for Wareham this early?
That would be an early jinx.
Consiglio decides on a sign with Rose. It's a payoff. Here it comes. Swing and a drive out to right field. Turner over to the wall. It drifts to center, and it's grabbed in dead center field by Yost. Ford tags up from second to third. So the runner moves ahead. And it doesn't end up hurting Wareham too much. After falsely accusing Reese of striking out, his first at-bat moves Ford over. So with a runner on third and 2 gone in the top of the first in a scoreless game, that brings up Isaiah Lane in the cleanup spot. Batted cleanup on day 1, moved up to the 2-hole on day 2, now day 3. Back in that first spot. Consiglio's first pitch. Low and blocked by Rose in the dirt. That holds Ford at third. Isaiah Lane, the righty, making his 3rd straight start at shortstop from San Diego University. 1-0. Slider low and away. Ball 2. 76 miles an hour on the off speed from Consiglio. He likes to wind the pitch clock down to the final 5 seconds. He does so yet again. Now the 2-0. Fastball called strike. And he grabs one back in the count. The sun beaming bright in the sky. Out towards the west as the wind whips inward. The 2-1. Low. Rose yet again can't squeeze it, just has to block it. A lot low in the zone from Consiglio. Hasn't gotten many swings and misses, although did strike out Mendoza to lead off the inning. The 3-1. on the inside on a fastball, ball 4. That sends Lane to first base. And runners on the corners with 2 gone. Still scoreless, top of the first.
Not a bad walk if you're Consiglio. No harm done. Nothing happens to the runner forward at third, and now you get into a lefty-lefty matchup against Hanley, who does have that RBI triple already in this early season. That was yesterday at Bourne.
Had a free base, decided to use it, and now Hanley from the lefty batter's box. First pitch. Called strike on a fastball. Consiglio in his first appearance in the Cape Cod Baseball League. He'll face another familiar circumstance on the other side. The 0-1. Swing and a drive out to left field. Back goes Daly towards the track, and he makes the grab on the run. Danger averted for Wareham. Still, the Anglers strike, at least hits-wise. Henry Ford picks up a hit. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 2 runners left on base as Ford stranded at third and Lane stranded at first. Nate Taylor to make his first appearance, the righty freshman on the other side, when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Welcome back to Spillane Field for the bottom of the first. Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley with you as Nate Taylor dusts off the back of the mound and takes his place, the right-hander, with his first start since becoming a collegiate athlete. Fastball that tops out at 98 miles an hour, a 1.08 ERA, and he faces the lefty catcher Mac Rose to begin the bottom of the first. Kicks and deals. First pitch, ball just above the zone, 1-0. Followed by Rose, it'll be Braden Randall and Colby Turner. Taylor works quickly. The pitch, swung on and missed. Fastball at 95, blew it by him, it's 1-1. Limited appearances for Taylor. Just 9 with no starts. 8 1/3 innings pitched, 17 Ks. Just 2 walks at Georgia. The 1-1. Bounced in the dirt, gloved by Miller. 2 balls and 1 strike. Takes a deep breath before firing. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A heavy dose of fastball early on. That is his go-to pitch. Shuffles his feet on the mound before shrugging his shoulders. It's the 2-2. Rose swings and misses, strike 3. The first batter Taylor faces, he picks up right where he left off in the collegiate ranks. Mac Rose retired on a K, makes his way back to the dugout in favor of the lefty, Braden Randall. Randall with a slide step, digs in. Waves the bat over the shoulder as Taylor comes up. First pitch strike, breaking ball that tailed back in on the lefty. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, a half-hearted swing from Braden Randall on a fastball. He was well behind it, and the follow-through slowly on the swing suggests he may have regretted it. It's 0-2. The pitch way above the zone, and Noah Miller has to extend the left arm to reach it. Miller, the catcher today, platooning with Duncan Matthews, who's in the designated hitter spot. 2-2. Grounded right side. Taylor charging as it squirts down the line. Grabbed by Johnson at first base as he kept the foot on the bag, but it's in foul ground. Just ever so slightly drifted past that line. A long walk back to the box for Braden Randall. While he does so, we will give you the defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. The outfield from left to right, Hanley, Ford, and Freeman. Hanley getting that first outfield start. First, the 1-2 from Taylor. Pitch, fouled to the backstop. Staying alive at 1-2. The infield from third to first. Ace Reese making his first Chatham appearance at third, followed by Isaiah Lane at short, Ethan Mendoza at second, and Cole Johnson at first base after DHing the first two nights. A long look in from Taylor. The righty delivers. Breaking ball outside. Count knotted at 2-2. One gone in the bottom of the first. Still no score from Spillane Field. The 2-2. Above the zone on a fastball, nearly at the eyes of Randall for ball 3. Randall, the shortstop from Ole Miss, digs back in. The payoff. Swing and a pop-up, foul. Drifts over the John H. Wild press box at newly renovated Spillane Field. Still a hushed crowd. The payoff. Swing and a drive right side. Foul. It skipped along the grass. And after it goes Ryan Borberg from the dugout. Anglers starter yesterday. A third payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A long at-bat from Taylor. But he Ks Braden Randall. That's back-to-back strikeouts to lead off the bottom of the first.
Up to 94 there on the heater from Nate Taylor. But what Dennis Cook liked most about him when we talked pregame was doesn't walk a lot of hitters. Only 2 in his somewhat limited action at Georgia, 17 Ks.
Patiently waiting on Colby Turner, who stands in from the right side. First pitch is high for ball 1, right across the Gateman block letters. Colby Turner, 3 hits so far for Wareham. He leads the Gateman in that category. The 1-0. Skipped in the dirt and into the glove of Noah Miller. Turner, the right fielder from Michigan, stands with his foot at the back of the box. The 2-0. At the eyes from Taylor. And now the fastball starting to slip for him in the first few pitches of this at-bat. It's a 3-0 count. You can expect a red light from Colby Turner. Pitch taken all the way. A called strike. He started his walk down the first base line, but home plate umpire Pablo Bustamante said, wait a sec. He stands back in and a hitter's count 3-1. Taylor with the glove over the face, comes to the belt, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Fastball, low and away. Runs the count full with 2 gone. Taylor has struck out the first 2 batters of the frame. Payoff to the 3rd. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nate Taylor strikes out the side to begin his Cape Cod League career. An easy 1-2-3, fastballs touching 95 miles an hour. Nothing doing. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for the Gateman. Back on the other side in just a moment. We'll have Chatham batting for the 2nd time. Noah Miller, Jackson Freeman, and Cole Johnson, the 3 when we return.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams that scatter. And you pull them all together, and I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Hi, this is Nate Taylor from the University of Georgia. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Good to hear from Nate Taylor after striking out the side to begin his Cape League season. Cade, Mac Rose, Braden Randall, and Colby Turner to keep the Gatemen scoreless in the bottom of the 1st. Still no score as we've entered the top of the 2nd. It's Noah Miller to lead it off, followed by Jackson Freeman and Cole Johnson. Miller, the starting catcher, stands in from the right side. Cooper Consiglio, out for his 2nd inning of work, comes home. First pitch, slow breaking ball inside for ball 1. 76 miles an hour out of the left hand of Consiglio. The 1-0. Skips off the glove on a high fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to Miller. One of 3 catchers on the Anglers roster. Duncan Matthews, who's in the designated hitter spot tonight in the 9-hole. And Daniel Jackson, who for the first time in these first 3 games is not in the lineup. 2-0. Grounded right side, scooped up by Davis. He collects and fires to first in time for out number 1. Miller makes his way back to the dugout to bring up Jackson Freeman. Fellow Big Ten has the purple shin guard on his right foot. Northwestern University. Consiglio patiently awaits, lefty on lefty. The first pitch, swing and a grounder. This time collected by Agresti at first. Takes it himself to the bag for out number 2. 4 pitches and 2 outs for Cooper Consiglio. And it brings up Cole Johnson. The first time Johnson has not found himself in the designated hitter spot, getting the start at first base today. The righty is ready. Consiglio shakes off Rose, now agrees on a pitch and fires. First pitch swinging to the backstop. Foul ball caught off the screen by Duncan Matthews, who's wearing a new number, number 30. Still has the 25 sticker on the back of the helmet. He patiently awaits on deck. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Fastball low at 90 miles an hour. Johnson went right over the top of it. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. The base path's empty in a scoreless ball game, top of the second. A long look in, now the 0-2. At the eyes on a fastball. Cole Johnson, ASUN Freshman of the Year, still looking to get things going. The 1-2, low and away. Consiglio still trying to find his off speed. The fastball has drawn swings and misses, though. 2-2 count. He deals. Popped right side and foul. Tall looming light towers at Spillane Field. Sun still fairly high in the sky. A 6 p.m. first pitch as the days get even longer in the Cape Cod League season. The 2-2. On the ground to Davis. Takes a weird hop into his chest, gathers it, fires to first in time. Jared Davis corrects on a weird hop off the grass. And that retires the side in order. 1, 2, 3, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody reaching base for the Anglers in the top of the frame. Bottom of the second in just a moment. Ty Daly, former A, leads it off on the other side, followed by Agresti and Cruson. You're not going to want to miss it on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Bottom of the second from Spillane Field. Hudson Ridley and Jake Klein with you on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. The right-hander, Nate Taylor, retakes the mound after striking out the side, but a tougher task. This time up the heart of the order. Ty Daly, Adam Agresti, and Chase Cruson, 4, 5, and 6. Taylor comes set, fires. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Got Ty Daly to chase. Former Angler. Made a few appearances in Chatham last season. Hit just 154. The 0-1 skipped in the dirt into the backstop.
Come on, Ty.
A ball and a strike. When Taylor is located thus far, he's drawn a lot of swings and misses. When he hasn't, usually it gets past Noah Miller into the padded backstop. 1-1 pitch. At the letters for ball 2.
Come on, Ty.
Daly leans back in his stance. Cocks the right leg out. The 1-1. Cut on and missed. Rather runs the count to 2-2. Taylor with a chance at another punch out. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 4 straight strikeouts, all on the heater for Nate Taylor. What a start it's been for him.
Yeah, that's been the book on Nate Taylor coming into the appearance. Just a high strikeout guy. And, boy, 4 strikeouts on 4 batters. How about it?
Certainly a wild card with limited appearances, but he's shown it early. Now to the righty, Adam Agresti. First pitch, a called strike on the inside. He's leaned on that fastball early. Only a couple times has he gone to the off-speed. 0-1. Off-speed, grounded back to him. Taylor fields and fires to first. Lollipop throw squeezed by Johnson at first base after he nearly collided with Agresti. Throw was in time, and that's 2 gone.
It's a good job by Taylor. Pitchers often panic when it's time to throw to bases. You heard Dennis Cook and Jay Powell, the manager and pitching coach for Chatham, in front of the dugout, both former major leaguers. They both said at the same time in unison, you got time, and that's where that soft throw came in.
First pitch to Chase Cruson, called ball. Not often you see teams work on those pitcher fielding plays. The first time Taylor has had to use one of those. The 1-0 to the lefty. Bounced in the dirt. Each pitch he skips tends to be the off-speed. Still finding it at the bottom of the zone. 2-0. Foul to the backstop. No wind on a partially sunny day in Wareham. The sun starts to fall in the western sky. 2-1. Cut on and missed. No one can catch up to the heater high. When it's placed above the zone, it's often drawing the same result. 2-2 with 2 gone, nobody on. Pitch. Pop to the screen. Cruson staying alive. Getting the start in the DH spot from Central Florida. Cruson stands in with his big frame. Ready to go. 2-2. Strike 3 called at the knees on a fastball. 5 strikeouts for Nate Taylor. A whole hand of Ks through just 2 innings pitched. Awfully impressive in his Cape League debut, and still plenty of gas in the tank. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody reaching base for the Gateman. Still a scoreless game as we make our way to the top of the 3rd. Duncan Matthews to lead it off on the other side when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain.
Top 3 from Spillane Field, still scoreless between Chatham and Wareham. It's 9-1-2 for the Anglers. Duncan Matthews, Ethan Mendoza, and Henry Ford for a 3rd inning of Cooper Consiglio. Matthews stands in from the right side. The designated hitter duty today, facing the lefty. First pitch. Takes at the eyes for ball 1. A fastball from Consiglio. Matthews yesterday reached 3 times. Once on a walk, twice on an error. A 1-0. Same spot, same result. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch count sitting at 38 for Consiglio. his 39th in a 2-0 count. Fires at the knees on a fastball, strike one. Matthews ticks the bat over his shoulder. Long wait before the 2-1. A called strike in the same spot. Back-to-back off-speed high missing for 2 balls. Back-to-back fastballs low for 2 strikes for Consiglio. Shakes off Rose 3-4 times. Nods his head, agrees, and fires the 2-2. Back to the screen. Matthews got just a small piece of it underneath the baseball. Wearing a number 30 jersey today. Different from the number 25 he had worn in the previous 2 games. It's a 2-2. Slow breaking ball inside. Full count to Matthews. Base is empty. Nobody gone. First pitch. Popped up. Right side and foul. Goes over top of the Chatham dugout down the first base line.
Go on, Cooper. Keep fighting, Cooper.
Lengthy at-bats have been the name of the game. Pitch number 7 from Consiglio. Here it is, the payoff. Grounded left side, gloved at third. Stripling throws to first in time. A diving play from Landon Stripling retires Matthews. 1 down in the top of the 3rd. Not an easy play to make at the hot corner. Laid out to his left, back towards second base. Made the grab, got to his knees, and fired over in plenty of time. That turns the lineup over for Ethan Mendoza. Stands in from the right side. Consiglio deals. Breaking ball low, ball 1. Mendoza struck out his first time up. Swung on a fastball from Consiglio, who deals. Grounded up the middle and off the glove of Randall at short. Mendoza reaches safely. It was a sliding play, and that's a single. Mendoza talked about wanting to get a hit in that leadoff spot. Mentioned to him earlier, those 2 walks. He said, I want to put the ball in play. It's time to get a hit. He does so and stands on first in front of Henry Ford. First pitch to the righty is taken for strike 1. Fastball on the inner half. Ford had a loud stand-up double his first time up, then was stranded at third, the 0-1. Before that, a check on first, and Mendoza back in time. Mendoza swiped 16 bags this past season at Texas. Takes a shorter 2-step leadoff from the bag. Consiglio looks his way and now comes home. The 0-1, fly ball foul. Trailed off towards the right side of the field, just late on the 90-mile-an-hour heater. Ford comes back set. A weight in his lower body. The 0-2, now another check on first. Mendoza back in time. Wearing a burnt orange sliding mitt on the right hand. A Texas Longhorn and a Texas native at that.
He is a threat to run, 15 of 16 at Texas stealing bases.
Another check over and back in time yet again. Unlike MLB rules, you can have as many checks as you'd like in the Cape Cod Baseball League. The 0-2 at the letters. Ball 1. Henry Ford with extra base hits in 2 of 3 games to start the season. Both of them doubles. 1-2 pitch. Skipped in the dirt off the protector of Rose. Mendoza down to second. The throw not in time. Was off the mark. And Mendoza swipes second base. The pitch was a ball. Runs the count to 2-2. One gone and Mendoza on second. The infield shifts out of double play depth. Stripling even with the bag at third. Consiglio decides on a sign. Looks at Mendoza, now deals. The 2-2 blasted right side. Deep to right field. Underneath it is Turner, and he makes the grab. Mendoza holds at second. The throw in sails over the head of Randall, but Stripling there for the backup. No harm, no foul on a loud out from Henry Ford. That's the second of the frame.
Boy, it was borderline on whether Mendoza should have tagged up there, and it's a good thing for Chatham that he didn't, because Colby Turner just threw a bullet, as you said, right over the head of his cutoff man, right to third base. Mendoza was hosed if he went.
That would have been out by an absolute mile. Mendoza now stands still off the second base bag for Ace Reese from the left side. Mendoza now on his way to third. The pitch, a ball, the throw down, not in time. A perfectly timed jump for Ethan Mendoza. His first 2 steals of the season come on back-to-back at-bats. Reese stands back in. 1-0 to the backstop.
Was the perfect pitch to go on, too, for Mendoza. First pitch of the at-bat, no one's expecting it. And he picked an off-speed pitch as well.
He caught Mac Rose, the Wareham catcher, completely off guard. By the time the throw got down there, no slide needed from Mendoza. He was in safe. It's a 1-1 to Reese. The lefty fouls it back. A long chain hanging over the front of the jersey. Number 61 on the back, one of the few large sizes left for the tall third baseman. Consiglio eyes third. Comes set, the 1-2. Fastball called strike 3, and a grimace on the face of Ace Reese. Mendoza stranded at third, but still picking up a base hit. Still a scoreless ball game. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. On the other side, it's the bottom of the order. Nate Taylor has retired 6 straight batters to begin the ball game. 5 straight strikeouts. He's on pace to add to more on the other side when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Bottom 3 of a scoreless ball game in Wareham, Massachusetts. Nate Taylor with 5 strikeouts through his first 34 pitches. He's been pounding the zone, and now he faces the bottom of the order. Jared Davis, Landon Stripling, and Hayden Yost, 7, 8, and 9. Puts the glove over his face and comes home. First pitch to the righty, called ball above the zone. Jared Davis getting the start at second base today, already having to make a few plays in fielding. The 1-0. Fastball, strike 1. Clipped the very bottom of the zone. A lot of up and down from Taylor, high and low. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Cut on a rocketed fastball high. 2 pitches high, 1 pitch low. A third and a 1-2 count from Taylor. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Boy, Nate Taylor is rolling, and this time it's on the off speed. Switched it up, slowed it down to 80 miles an hour. Tough for a hitter to see mid-90s for a few pitches, and then all the way down to 80 and below the zone when you're sitting fastball.
And that one finished well below the zone. Starts right at the bottom of the strike zone, dips out.
First pitch to the lefty, Stripling, foul back. Stripling, the third baseman from Florida, another former angler. The 0-1, cut on and missed. Quickly, 0-2. That time, a slider from Nate Taylor. He's been dealing. Decides on a pitch for the 0-2. Swing and a foul. Barely staying alive and barely missing. Hayden Yost in the on-deck circle, his Florida teammate, had a quick reaction time to duck out of the way before it bounced hard off the netting behind home plate. Another 0-2 from Taylor. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the glove of Noah Miller for strike 3. Boy, you could not ask for a better start from Nate Taylor. He has been pounding the zone. 28 strikes in 41 pitches. The freshman has been something special. Now facing another Gator in Hayden Yost from the left side. First pitch. Cut on and foul back. A loud train horn from somewhere around Spillane Field, echoing across the ballpark.
Could be a boat.
Could be a boat, that's true, near the Bourne Bridge. Still not close enough maybe to hear it. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Fastball touching 94 miles an hour. Nothing in 2 with 2 gone. Yost stands back in. The 0-2 pitch. Inside, nearly gets him. Yost shoots a look at Bustamante behind home plate, who flashes 1-2. Miller with his head down makes the signals agreed upon by Taylor, who kicks and deals. Below the zone, the off-speed does not get Hayden Yost to chase. All 7 strikeouts from Taylor have been swinging. 2-2 pitch with 2 gone. Swing and a miss, he gets another. 9 batters faced, 8 strikeouts. Nate Taylor is on fire. A scoreless ball game. And Jake, my goodness, he has taken this league by storm in just 3 innings.
It's been unbelievable. This start from Nate Taylor is really just a dominant outing and only just begun.
I don't have to tell you. No balls, rather, no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, because who can reach it against Nate Taylor so far? Jake Klein will have you on the other side as we make our way to the 4th inning. Still scoreless from Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, the top of the 4th. And with your next few innings, it's Jake Klein.
Thank you, Hudson. Isaiah Lane, righty hitting shortstop from San Diego, leads it off for Chatham as we go to the 4th. And the first pitch from Cooper Consiglio is a fastball bounce back to the screen, 0-1. What a start it's been for Nate Taylor on the mound for Chatham. 8 of the first 9 Wareham batters have K'd. Left against right. Consiglio winds up. Here's the pitch. Fastball up and out. 1 ball and 1 strike on the righty hitting Isaiah Lane. Walked in his first plate appearance of the game in the first. He was left on first. Lefties 1-1. Fastball just off the outside corner to the righty. 2-1. 89-mile-per-hour heater from Consiglio, who gave up almost twice as many runs as a sophomore as he did a freshman. 2-1 is low. 3 balls and a strike on Isaiah Lane. Lefty looks in, nods at the sign. Winds up the 3-1. Fastball above the letters. It's a 5-pitch walk for Isaiah Lane. He's on with his second free pass of the day, and Chatham has a leadoff base runner in the 4th.
It's exactly what the Anglers did last night. They draw 8 walks, start off strong today with 2, both by Lane.
Brings up Jake Hanley, lefty hitting left fielder from Indiana. Against the lefty Consiglio, who comes set on the mound, looks to first, and kicks home. First pitch is a fastball, lifted down the line to left. Daly on the run, it drops and one hops against the wall. Lane rounds second and heads for third. He puts the brakes on there as Hanley gets into second with a stand-up double. Chatham's got 2 in scoring position with nobody out in the 4th.
That ball, Jake, just kept carrying further and further left. It made the run for Ty Daly in left field impossibly hard before skipping off the wall. This is the best chance Chatham has had in this young season to score runs.
Second extra base hit in as many games for Jake Hanley. They've both gone into the left field corner off his lefty bat. So with nobody out, runners on second and third for the righty hitting Noah Miller. First pitch, breaking ball, right down the chute. 0-1. Scoreless in the top of the 4th. Chatham with a golden chance. Consiglio home. Fastball grounded foul in front of the Chatham dugout on the first base side. It's the right idea, trying to put a ball on the ground to the right side. Wareham is protecting against that with the corner infielders in. Left on right from the stretch. Consiglio's 0-2. Fastball jam shot foul. Off the netting over the Chatham dugout. Stays 0-2 on Miller.
Go, Gateman, get an out.
Grounded out to second in his first trip to the plate. His first action since 2 days ago when he started on opening day and went 0 for 3. 0-2. Breaking ball slapped on the ground, up the middle, off the glove of Davis at second and into center field. Lane comes home. Hanley rounds third. He scores. It's a 2-run single for Noah Miller, and Chatham strikes first. 2-0 A's in the top of the fourth.
Yet another tough play to make up the middle for Jared Davis. This time, though, another hop off the lip, and that's all it took for Chatham to start to blow the game open.
So for the second straight night, the A's are on the board first. This time they lead it by 2 as Jackson Freeman strides to the plate with a runner on first and still nobody out. Pick to first. It gets away from the first baseman but hits the umpire. William Bowers struck in the right leg, and it saved Wareham a base. Noah Miller would have advanced otherwise.
You can see Bowers chuckle, too. Just right place, right time.
Having a laugh with Tanner Riley, Chatham's first base coach, as Consiglio readies. First pitch to Freeman. Fastball, and it hit him. He turned away, but it grazed his right shoulder and went to the backstop. It's a hit by pitch. It moves Miller to second. And Freeman's on first. Still nobody out. And that's going to warrant a trip to the mound from the Wareham pitching coach. Hudson, all that situational hitting that Dennis Cook has searched for over the first 2 days of the season has come to life.
And he said, you hope it builds on itself. They didn't have that situational hitting, striking out a lot in the first game, 17 times. They still struggled with the strikeouts in key positions, stranding runners on base. Yesterday it was 10 total that they stranded. Today, they finally blown a game open. This time it comes in the fourth. And plenty more to add to it. Still nobody gone.
Cole Johnson, Duncan Matthews, Ethan Mendoza, the next 3 due to the plate for Chatham. As Pablo Bustamante, the home plate umpire, makes the slow walk out to the mound to meet the Wareham infield. And he breaks up the meeting as Consiglio readies. There is action in the Wareham bullpen beyond the left field fence. There's a righty up. Cole Johnson into the righty box. Runners on first and second with nobody out. First pitch just outside, 1-0. Lefty comes set. Ready for the 1-0. Here it comes. Fastball high, nicks off the glove of the catcher Rose and goes to the backstop. Both Chatham runners move up. Miller goes to third. Freeman goes to second on the pass ball. And now 2 in scoring position for Johnson. Second in the A-Sun with 70 runs driven in this spring. 2-0. Fastball popped foul over the backstop and out of play. 2-1. A-Sun freshman of the year off to a slow start with the A's. He can change that here. 2-1. Fastball outside. Catcher Rose sprawls towards Chatham's first base side dugout to make the grab. And the count runs to 3-1. Left on right. Consiglio set. He pitches. Fastball high, and Johnson checks his swing. They appeal to first. And the first base umpire, Bowers, says Johnson went around. Bauer's positioned just in front of the second baseman in the base path in between first and second.
The rare call from second base. Didn't have the angle. Called an inning.
So Johnson has to put the shin guard back on, step in the righty box. It'll be a 3-2. Here it comes. Fastball, called, strike 3. Boy, what a turn of events. Chatham thought it had ball 4 to load the bases with nobody out. And in a matter of seconds, it turns to strike 3 with 1 out, and Wareham's going to make a pitching change. So Chatham gets 2 on the 2-run single by Noah Miller. Consiglio battles to get the strikeout of Cole Johnson. And the Gateman will turn to the bullpen for a pitching change in just a moment. New pitcher when we return. It's a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Well,
Don't you come back no more.
Back at Spillane Field, it's a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen for the Wareham Gateman, and the new pitcher is Shea Went, 6'1", 205-pound righty from Creighton. Enters in a precarious position. Chatham has runners on second and third with 1 out, already leading 2-0 in the top of the 4th after Noah Miller's 2-run single off the starter Cooper Consiglio, who gets through 3 1/3. He is responsible for the 2 runs already in, plus the 2 still out there. Went, a right-handed Nebraska native, just finished his sophomore season with Creighton. Pitched to a 4.55 ERA in just under 30 innings, and opponents hit .204 against him. Primary reliever, comes in relief here to face Duncan Matthews, the Chatham 9-hole hitter, who grounded to third his first time up. He bats with runners on second and third and 1 out. Chatham ahead 2-0, top of the 4th. Wareham brings the infielders in. All 4 have toes on the grass. Ready for a right-on-right matchup. Went comes set from the stretch. He deals. First pitch is a breaking ball up and in on the righty, 1-0. Matthews hit a ball hard on the ground to third. His first time up, Landon Stripling made a diving stop to his left and threw him out. 1-0. Fastball low. 2 balls, no strikes on Duncan Matthews. Leadoff man Mendoza waits on deck. He's 1 of 2. Righty comes set from the stretch. First base side of the mound, he delivers. Fastball low. 3 straight balls out of the bullpen from Shea Went. And he's a pitch away from loading the bases with 1 out. Righty comes home. Fastball right down the middle. 3-1. Miller leads off third, Freeman off second with 1 out. Wareham infield in. Here comes the 3-1. Fastball downstairs, missed below the knees. It's a 5-pitch walk of Duncan Matthews, and they are loaded with 1 out for the top of the Chatham order. Ethan Mendoza walks to the plate. Chatham has walked twice, drawn a hit by pitch, and knocked 2 base hits in this inning. Still only 1 out. And they are loaded for the righty hitting second baseman out of Texas. Now the middle infielders back up, pinch towards the bag in search of an inning-ending double play. First pitch, fastball right down the chute. 0-1. Third baseman Stripling, first baseman Agresti remain drawn in. The pitch, breaking ball slapped on the ground up the middle. It rolls under the glove of Randall at short and into center field. Miller scores, Freeman scores. It's an E6, and it costs Wareham a pair of runs. 4-0 Chatham in the 4th.
Put the ball in play, and good things can happen. That's the name of the game, snuck right underneath the glove of Randall.
Was basically a tailor-made double play for Randall to make without even flipping it to second. All he had to do was field. He was right at the bag. Here's Henry Ford, the righty. First pitch. Fastball called a strike. 0-1. Both runs go on the ledger of the starter Consiglio, although unearned on the error. First and second, 1 out. 0-1 on Ford. Here it comes from Went. Changeup misses downstairs. And a little outside to the big righty. Count even, a ball and a strike. One. Downstairs. Went has missed low a lot. Fastball at 94 that time. Same result, it's 2-1. Matthews off second, not held. Nor is Mendoza off of first. 2-1. Change up outside. Ford was out ahead of it as he started. His hands held up and it missed anyway. So a hitter's count for Henry Ford. 3-1. Fastball low, ball 4. Another walk. Went has issued 2 in 3 batters faced out of the bullpen. And they are loaded again as Matthews goes to third, Mendoza to second, and Ford reaches, which loads the bases for Ace Reese in his Chatham debut. Left-handed hitter is 0-1 in 2 trips to the plate. Flew to center for a sac fly in the first and struck out looking in the third. First pitch is a fastball bloop towards shallow left. The third baseman Stripling can't get it. It lands in shallow left. Matthews scores. Mendoza rounds third. He scores. It's a 2-run bloop opposite field single for Ace Reese, and Chatham strikes for 2 more. It's 6-0 A's in the top of the 4th.
Ever so slightly deposited over the head of Landon Stripling. Was on his horse had a chance at making the catch over the shoulder, but the ball blew out just a little bit too far to land.
Ford moved up to second. Reese on first as Isaiah Lane comes back up for the second time this inning. Right on right, first pitch. Fastball downstairs, 1-0. Stripling was in on the grass. If he was at normal depth, he probably gets to that ball. Now he's even with the bag with runners on first and second and one out. The pitch, runners go. It's a strike, throw down to third, bounces, and Ford swipes third. Reese from first did not move up, so now they're on the corners with one out, and the count 1-1 on Isaiah Lane. Chatham ahead 6-0 in the top of the fourth, all 6 runs in this frame. Right on right. 1-1 pitch coming to Lane. First a pick to first, Reese back safely. First baseman Agresti had to sprawl off the bag to get it. Wareham already almost threw one pickoff away. In fact, did, and was saved only by the ball hitting the ump. 1-1. Wave and a miss. Blows 93 past Isaiah Lane, and it's 1-2. Lane walked to start this big Chatham inning. Finally a coming out party for an offense that scored twice in the first 2 games and has scored 6 times in this inning. Pick to first, Reese back standing. Here's the 1-2. Fastball popped foul over the first base side dugout, out of play. Ford leads off third, just a step into foul ground. Reese leads off of first. 1-2. Breaking ball, flied into medium depth left center. Left fielder Dally settles under it. Ford tags. The throw goes into second, and Henry Ford scores easily. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Isaiah Lane. Chatham adds another. It's 7-0 A's in the fourth. Reese stays at first. So with 2 outs, it's Jake Hanley's turn. He doubled to left earlier this inning and scored on the Miller single. First pitch. Fastball down and in to the big lefty. 1-0. Righty deals, runner goes from first. Pitch is spoiled foul. Toward the school building on the third base side. Sun has set behind that building, casting shadows across most of the infield. Some of the right side still illuminated. Lights remain off at Spillane Field. One. Inside, Hanley backs the hips away from it. Rose tried to frame it up, but Pablo Bustamante says ball 2. Reese takes his lead off first. Wendt looks over, comes set, and deals. Breaking ball in the dirt. Hanley with a long, lunging stride, but lays off. It's 3-1. Right against left. 3-1, runner goes from first, pitches a fastball cranked toward left. Dally back in front of the wall, reaches up, he makes the catch to end the inning. Hanley gave it another ride to the opposite field, but it is an inning-ending flyout. A massive inning for Chatham. 7 runs on 3 hits. 1 error and 1 left on base. The A's finally break out. They explode and lead 7-0 over Wareham as we head to the bottom of the first at Spillane Field. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Well, I came by your house the other day. Your mother said you went away. She said there was nothing that I could have done. There was nothing nobody could say. Now me and you, we've known each other, yeah, ever since we were 16. I wished I would have known. I wished I could have called you just to say goodbye, Bobby G.
Back at Spillane Field, where Chatham suddenly has a 7-0 lead over Wareham in Game 3 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Jake Klein with Hudson Ridley, diamond side at Spillane Field, just behind the backstop, offset toward the first base side, as Nate Taylor has quite the advantage to work with after a 7-run top of the 4th from Chatham. And Mac Rose leads it off. First pitch, he bunts and sends it to the backstop. No balls and a strike. Long layoff there for Taylor while Chatham sent 11 hitters to the plate in the top of the 4th. 0-1. Fastball misses high. 92 on the radar gun. 1-1. Righty peers over his black and red Georgia glove and deals. 1-1 is a changeup in the dirt, 2-1. Taylor has K'd 8 of his first 9 batters faced. In his Cape League debut, the only one he did not K, he put out himself on a 1-3 grounder. 2-1. Waved at and tipped into the catcher's mitt. 2-2. Taylor hunting for a 9th K through 3 1/3. Takes a deep breath, winds up and deals. Fastball popped foul over the backstop and out of play. Stays 2-2. Struck out Rose to start the bottom of the first and K'd the side in order. Delivers another 2-2. Breaking ball, cold, strike 3. Miller dropped it. He slaps the tag on Rose. It is the 9th strikeout for Nate Taylor, who just keeps on mowing him down.
And Jake somehow the first one looking. The rest of them have elicited massive cuts and misses on that fastball. And even some off speed, but this time he froze Rose.
Brings up Braden Randall, and the first pitch is cranked. Deep right field. Freeman goes back in right in front of the wall. He reaches up and grabs it. First solid contact off a Wareham bat all day. And it's a loud out number 2. Jackson Freeman tracked it all the way.
Taylor just left it in the middle of the zone, and it was an ambush from Randall. He was sitting mid-90s. Middle. He got exactly what he wanted. He put good wood on it.
Helps keep the pitch count down at the very least. With nobody on and 2 out, Colby Turner comes up. Right on right, first pitch. Breaking ball bends inside. Looked close, but Pablo Bustamante says ball 1. Turner, right fielder out of Michigan, 0 for 1 with a K. 1-0. Breaking ball misses down and away. Just nicks off Miller's glove. Bounces to the dirt behind home plate. Taylor has fallen behind a couple of times. Each time he's battled back and got the strikeout anyway. 2-0. Fastball popped foul out of play. In fact, last time Turner was up, Taylor fell behind 3-0 and then proceeded to fire 3 straight strikes to K him. Right against right, 2-1. Fastball called a strike low outside corner, and it's 2-2. Taylor's Georgia teammate J.T. Quinn struck out 10 in 5 innings on opening day. Taylor looking for a 10th in 4 innings. He rocks and fires. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Colby Turner down on strikes for the second time, and Nate Taylor has racked up 10 strikeouts in 4 innings. It is all Chatham. They lead 7-0, and in the bottom of the 4th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. A coming out party for Chatham here in the 4th. And we will take a break. When we return, the Chatham Bats are back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know, she comes around. Just about 5 feet 4. From her head to the ground. You know, she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, love. She make her feel all right. And her name is G. L. Whoa.
Back for the top of the 5th at Spillane Field. Chatham in front of Wareham 7-0 on day 3 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. A's scored 7 in the top of the 4th, and Nate Taylor kept on humming with 2 more strikeouts in the 4th. First pitch of the 5th from the righty Shea Went. Bounces in the dirt. 1-0 on Noah Miller. Taylor, after he struck out Colby Turner to end the 4th, came over to Dennis Cook and Jay Powell, Chatham manager and pitching coach, and got handshakes. 1-0. Up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. So you figure Hudson, after he Ks 10 and faces the minimum in 4 innings, that he's done.
About as good as you could hope for.
2-0. Fastball lined foul off the screen above Chatham's dugout on the first base side. 2-1. Miller, the catalyst of that 4th inning rally. His 2-run single made it 2-0. Here's the 2-1. Fastball called a strike, knee high to the righty. 2-2. Went winds up, he deals 2-2. Breaking ball just low. According to the home plate umpire Pablo Bustamante, maybe a little outside as well. Count runs full. Nobody on, nobody out. Wareham defense playing Miller straight up. Here's the payoff pitch. Up and away, ball 4. Already the third walk issued by Shea Went since he came out of the bullpen with 1 out in the 4th. So the leadoff man on for Chatham, and the lefty hitting right fielder Jackson Freeman strides in. Righty back to the stretch. Went delivers. Fastball down and in. 1-0. And now the catcher Mac Rose takes the jog out to the mound to meet with Went. Cooper Consiglio, Wareham's lefty starter from NC State, had his line close in the middle of that 4th inning. He goes 3 1/3, allows 4 hits and 4 runs. 2 of them earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts.
Come on, Shay. Go, Gateman.
Rose returns behind home plate. It'll be a 1-0 to Freeman. Runner goes from first. Pitches a fastball called a strike. Throw down to second is just late. Miller got the left hand in there ahead of the tag from the shortstop Randall. Throw was right on the money from Rose. But Miller gets in anyway with his first stolen base of the Cape League season. He's in scoring position with nobody out. Count 1-1 on Freeman. Went comes home. Wave and a miss. 1-2. Out in front of an 81-mile-an-hour changeup. Chatham 7, Wareham nothing. We're in the top of the 5th at Spillane Field. Went comes home again. Fastball blasted towards left. Daly on the run. He dives. Did he catch it? He did. Ty Daly takes extra bases away from Jackson Freeman. And Wareham gets a big first out of this top of the 5th. Daly has been busy out there and left. It's the 4th ball Chatham's hit his way. 2 have landed for hits, 2 he's grabbed. First pitch to Cole Johnson, misses down and away, 1-0. Miller takes his lead off second with 1 out. Pitch, runner goes. It's a fastball, bloop towards shallow right, it dunks in. Miller stumbles around third, he races home, and the throw in goes to second. Miller scores. It's an RBI single for Cole Johnson. Chatham adds another. It's 8-0 A's in the top of the 5th.
After putting together just 2 runs over the first 2 games, it takes 2 innings to put up 8.
It's like a different team showed up. Here's the righty hitting Duncan Matthews with 1 out. Johnson on first after his RBI knock. The pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away to the righty. It's 1-0. Matthews walked and scored in that 7-run 4th. Earlier in the 3rd, he grounded out to third. Went set. He deals. Fastball low. 2-0. Pitch. Fastball lined sharply foul. Off the screen above Chatham's coaches. Just out in front of the A's dugout on the first base side. Matthews has stung a couple of foul balls. Righty, here's the pitch. Breaking ball just tapped foul at home plate. Matthews way late on it, but he got the hands around in time to stay alive. Keep the count at 1-2. Right against right. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball popped foul down the right field line. It tails out of play, and Matthews stays alive. Count still at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 8 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Chatham. No runs on no hits, 1 error for Wareham. Gateman have not had a base runner. Righty went ready. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Matthews down on strikes. He is 0 for 2. And with Johnson still on first and now 2 down, the Chatham order flips again, and Ethan Mendoza digs in. Right-handed hitter is 1 of 3. Singled in the 3rd, reached on an E6 that scored 2 in the 4th, came around to score himself. Here's the first pitch. Changeup dips below the knees. 1-0. Starting to get dark here at Spillane Field. Clouds have come over what was a light blue sky, and the lights are still off. One-0. High. 2-0.
A wide eye open, big exhale from Mendoza, who leaned back and saw that just a few inches from his face.
Johnson leads off first with 2 out. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. 2-1. Fastball from Wendt comes in at 93. The pitch. Fastball popped up. Very shallow center. Yost races in. He calls off the second baseman Davis and makes the grab in front of his face to end the inning. Mendoza flies out to center, but Chatham gets another on the RBI single from Cole Johnson. That scores Noah Miller. The A's get a run on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 man left on base. We are halfway home on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's Chatham 8 and Wareham nothing.
The Cape's leader, sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Tommy's got his 6-string high.
We go to the bottom of the 5th at Spillane Field, and it's a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen from Dennis Cook as the lefty Josh Swink enters the game. Southpaw from Liberty takes over for Nate Taylor, who was perfect through 4 innings, and he struck out 10. Whew. Taylor, who only pitched 8 1/3 in his freshman year at Georgia, did not start a game in his 9 appearances. Gets a start in the Cape League and shines. Now the lefty Swink comes on. He will face the lefty hitting cleanup hitter Ty Dally to start the 5th. Swink out of the stretch. First pitch. Fastball jolted to left. Hanley on the move. Toward the wall, he reaches up. It's off his glove, and it rolls into the corner. Dally rounds first and chugs into second. We will have to await the official scoring, but that could be Wareham's first hit of the game.
It was awfully close. A catchable play, but it was a slight degree of difficulty where he was on the move. It did hit his glove, so there's a lot to factor in.
First pitch thrown by Swink was turned the other way by the lefty, and it is ruled a hit. A double for Ty Dally. Brings up the righty hitting Adam Agresti, first baseman from St. John's, and the first pitch is tagged to center. Henry Ford started back. Now he jogs in, makes the catch in medium depth center, and the runner stays put at second. So first pitch double from Dally, and then a first pitch line out to center from Agresti. Chatham has 1 out in the bottom of this 5th inning. UCF designated hitter Chase Cruson digs into the lefty box. Swink ready. Looks at the runner at second and deals. Wave and a miss, 0-1. Hudson Ridley has a check of MLB scores presented to you by Mahi Gold.
Sure do. 4 games in action right now. Phillies and Marlins tied at 1 at the end of the 3rd. Rockies up on the Nationals in the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 the score in that one.
0-1. In the dirt, Miller picks it. He throws to second, but Dally is back with a dive. How about the Rockies? Just a dreadful start to the season, and they've picked it up a little here in the month of June.
6 wins in June, and now against the Nationals, they've got a chance to add a couple more.
Left on left, 1-1. Fastball tapped softly up the first base line. Johnson, the first baseman, boots it, shovels to first. It gets past the pitcher's Swink. The runner, Dally, moves to third and comes home to score. Cruson up to second as well on the E3. Wareham is on the board. It's 8-1 Chatham in the bottom of the 5th.
Johnson, a primary designated hitter at Austin Peay. Had DH'd in the first 2 games of the season, and on the transfer, it was kind of a windy underhand that he tossed back.
58 games at Austin Peay this spring. Only played 2 times on defense at first base. Runner on second. Still 1 out. Righty hitting Davis in. First pitch, he shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. That is a hit for Chase Cruson, and he moves to second on the error. Gets credit for an RBI. Lefty-righty the pitch, waved at and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Davis, second baseman from Virginia Tech, in an 0-2 hole. Swink looks back at second. Now comes home, runner goes. Pitch is waved at and missed, strike 3. No throw to third, but Swink gets the punch out. And as Davis waved through it, the catcher Noah Miller popped up to throw to third, really did not have an angle with the batter right in his way.
Manager Dennis Cook told him, no throw, no throw, 2 outs, and he did swallow it.
Runner on third with 2 outs as Landon Stripling steps in. Lefty hitting third baseman from Florida. Swink takes a deep breath. Now deals. Fastball just off the outside corner. Looked close. Another left-left matchup. 1-0. Fastball lined to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike on the lefty hitting Stripling, who started his career at Texas Tech. Stood out as a freshman in 2023 and immediately made the jump to the SEC to play for Florida. 1-1. Fastball cranked foul down the left field line, out of play towards the entrance to the Wareham clubhouse in the gymnasium of Wareham High School. It runs parallel to the left field line at Spillane Field. 8-1 Chatham, bottom of the 5th. Runner on third, 2 out. Swink against Stripling, 1-2. Fastball grounded softly to second. Mendoza fields, off-balance throw to first. A stretch by Johnson, he got him. Nifty play by Ethan Mendoza ends the frame. Stripling grounds out 4-3. Wareham does get a run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. After 5 innings of play, the A's lead it 8-1. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up, headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. To that voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train.
Time for the 6th at Spillane Field with Wareham in front of Chatham. Rather, Chatham in front of Wareham. 8-1 after a 7-run 4th, as the A's in front by 7. And Henry Ford, right-handed hitter, digs in to lead off the Chatham half of the 6th against Wareham's righty reliever, Shea Went. First pitch. Fastball check swung on. He went around, says the home plate umpire Pablo Bustamante, who that time makes the call by himself. It's 0-1. Lights are on at Spillane Field. 0-1. Downstairs, 1-1. And we'll have a check of the Cape League scoreboard presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza. First, the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. 1-2.
Bit more offense, just like this game in Cotuit. Orleans on top of Cotuit, 8-2. YD and Bourne tied 4-4.
That pitch to Ford is cranked. Dead center field. Yost back near the wall, reaches up. He makes a backpedaling catch in dead center. Ford hit it to the deepest part of the park, and Yost needed every inch of room out there to grab it.
Mere feet away from the first home run of the Chatham season. Both of those previous games are in the 8th. Two more scores to update you on. Harwich leads Falmouth 3-0 at the end of 3. And in the 5th, Brewster on top of Hyannis 3-2. The Whitecaps still undefeated at 2-0.
This game, a battle between the only 0-2 teams as the lefty Ace Reese is in. First pitch waved at and missed, 0-1. Right on left, Went winds up and comes home. Change up downstairs, 1-1. Righty winds up again and deals. Fastball bounced up the middle. Second baseman Davis slides, boots it on the backhand in shallow center, and Reese reaches. Tough play for Davis. He was shaded towards the first base line with the lefty Reese, and then had to sprint back behind the second base bag where he slid in the shallow outfield grass and just watched the ball kick off the heel of his glove. It's ruled a single for Ace Reese. He's on first with one out as Isaiah Lane comes back in. Righty, the pitch. Breaking ball low. 1-0. Reese now 2 for 3 in his Chatham debut. He leads off first with one out. Here's Wentz 1-0 pitch. Fastball in there, just above the knees to the righty, 1-1. A lot more offense, Hudson, league-wide tonight. Seeing some hitters finally starting to adjust. One. Breaking ball up and in. Catcher drops it, and Reese takes second. Mac Rose just watched it pop right out of his glove. And Reese alertly moves up 90 feet into scoring position with one out. Goes in as a passed ball. The pitch, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Saw some real low-scoring games across the Cape League over the first couple of days. Chatham, of course, fell 1-0 on opening day. Also a 3-2 game that day. 2-2, high, 3-2. Orleans was shut out yesterday, and Katuitt beat Wareham 2-1 in extra innings. First walk-off win in extras for the Kettleers since 1999, as hard as that is to believe. Runner on second, one out, payoff. Line drive, it bounces through into right field. Reese gets the stop sign at third as the throw-in is cut off. Isaiah Lane has a single, and the Chatham hit parade continues.
Shea Went really having to wear this outing at this point. Not wanting to tire too many other arms in a game where the Wareham offense has not been there, the Chatham offense has. It's tough to catch a team that has such a breakout inning like the Anglers did in the 4th.
It's a valuable thing for a manager. Much appreciated to have an innings eater. First pitch to the lefty, Hanley, is waved at and missed. A half-hearted swing from the big lefty who bangs his right fist against his side as he saunters out of the box. Now digs back in. Runners take their lead off first and third. One man out. Top 6, 8-1 Chatham. Went deals. Fastball in the dirt, blocked by Rose. Lights have progressively gotten brighter as they've started to warm up. Figure they're just about at full strength now. Right on left. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Hanley bails out. His head goes jolting toward the right field foul pole as he swings over a 74-mile-per-hour bender. Now it's 1-2. Went in the stretch. He deals. Fastball left high. Right against left, here's the pitch. In the dirt, it gets past the catcher Rose, but Reese does not advance. There's not a ton of space behind home plate. Only probably 7 feet or so of grass, and then the warning track, and then the backstop at newly renovated Spillane Field. That ball kind of got stuck under that padding for a second, which probably would have allowed Reese to score had he gone immediately. Instead, he stays at third. Lane does move up to second. 2 in scoring position with 1 out. Here's the 3-2 to Hanley. Spoiled foul. First base side and out of play. Chatham up 8-1 in the top of the 6th, threatening for more against Went. Another payoff. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Hanley swings over a breaking ball and just ever so slightly hits it into the glove of Mac Rose behind the plate. He cased for the first time today. And that brings up Noah Miller. Second and third, 2 out. Righty already has a pair of RBIs and a pair of runs scored on the day. First pitch from Went. Breaking ball in the dirt, gobbled up by the catcher Rose. American flag in straightaway right field remains motionless. 1-0. Fastball at the knees, called a strike, 1-1. Reese leads off third, Lane off second. 2 men out. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball hit him. He wears it off the Chatham Blue Evo Shield arm guard on his front left elbow. And takes first base to load him up for Jackson Freeman with 2 outs.
A roller coaster last 2 batters for Went. You get the big strikeout you needed against Hanley, and then all of a sudden, you hit a guy.
And now another trip to the mound from the Wareham pitching coach. There is a left-hander out there. We'll see if he makes a move. He will. So the day is done for Shea Went, who, if nothing else, ate some innings for Wareham after a short start from Cooper Consiglio. New pitcher, when we come back, he'll enter with the bases loaded and 2 outs. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Stay tuned.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this way, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Well,
Don't you come back no more.
What you said?
Don't you come back no more.
I didn't understand
Don't
you.
you come back no more.
You can't mean that.
Don't you come back.
Oh, now, baby, please.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Hudson Rowan is the new Wareham pitcher. And he enters in the toughest of spots. Top of the sixth, his team trails 8-1. And the bases are loaded with 2 out. Left-hander from Florida State comes in to face the lefty Jackson Freeman. Comes set from the stretch. First pitch left on left. Fastball in the dirt. It's spiked. Reese is coming home from third. Flip to the plate is in time. They got him to end the inning. He got a late jump coming home, and the catcher Rose flipped it to the pitcher covering the plate. And so without retiring a batter, Hudson Rowan comes in and gets out of a bases-loaded jam as Reese is caught stealing to end the inning. Still 8-1 Chatham after 5.5. The A's are all over the Wareham Gateman at Spillane Field, and Josh Swink returns to the mound when we return from Spillane Field in Wareham.
Chatham A's on the air.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Chatham all over Wareham, 8-1. All 8 runs have come since the fourth for the A's, and Josh Swink, lefty from Liberty, is back out for his second inning of work after he relieved Nate Taylor, who was perfect through 4, and allowed an RBI infield single to Chase Cruson that cut Chatham's 8-run lead to 7. Lefty hitting center fielder Hayden Yost, the 9-hole hitter, leads it off for Wareham against the left-hander Josh Swink. Comes set from the stretch with no one on. His first pitch is a called strike, just below the letters of the lefty. 0-1 on Yost, who is 0 for 1. Lefty deals. Wave and a miss. 0-2. Yost takes a saunter around the dirt surrounding home plate, just out of the lefty's batter's box. Now digs back in. Spins the bat once toward the mound. Swink readies for the 0-2. Here it comes. Breaking ball, outside, checked his swing, appeal to third, no swing, says George Stransky behind the bag at third. Left-on-left matchup. Swink delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Yost goes down on strikes for the second time today, and he's the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Order flips for Vanderbilt catcher Mac Rose, the leadoff man from the left side. What an outing Chatham got from Nate Taylor to start it off. 4 perfect innings with 10 strikeouts. Josh Swink has followed up with 2 of his own through an inning and a third so far. Left on left, first pitch. Fastball called a strike, outer third, 0-1. Oh and 1. Called a strike just above the knees. 0-2 on the lefty. JT Quinn struck out 10 in 5 innings on opening day for the A's. His Georgia teammate Nate Taylor goes for 10 in just 4 innings in Game 3. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Lofted to shallow left. Hanley sprints in. He calls off the shortstop lane and makes the grab for the second out. 10 strikeouts in 4 innings for Taylor. Maybe wondering if that's some kind of record. The answer is maybe, or perhaps kind of, because Andrew Miller in 2005 struck out 12 in 4 innings, or 2004. First pitch to the lefty Braden Randall is a called strike, 0-1. Against Falmouth on July 2nd, 2004, 12 strikeouts in 4 innings, and then the fog rolled in at Veterans Field and the game was called. Swings 0-1, just high. 1-1. And so officially, it never happened. Struck out every batter he faced through 4 innings, and it didn't count.
That Chatham fog. Pesky. Pesky.
1-1. Breaking ball popped foul over toward the parking lot behind the press box, positioned directly behind home plate at Spillane Field. Used to butt right up against the old backstop before the renovations. Now a grassy area, some space to walk, and a set of bleachers back there. Nobody on, 2 out. Swinks 1-2. Lined over the leaping third baseman into left, a base hit. Braden Randall reaches with a 2-out single. And that brings up Colby Turner with a runner on first and 2 out. Chatham still in front 8-1 in the Wareham half of the 6th. It's a left-on-right matchup for Turner, who unsurprisingly K'd twice against Taylor. First pitch outside, 1-0. Basically everybody K'd against Taylor. Left on right matchup, Swink in the stretch, looks at first and comes home. Fastball, popped, foul territory behind first. Cole Johnson makes a running grab on the foul line, 15 feet into the outfield grass. And Swink escapes the inning after the 2-out single unharmed. No runs for Wareham in the bottom of the 6th. They get a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 6 innings of play, it's the A's 8, the Gateman 1. Stay tuned.
Chatham A's on the air.
traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance. Everybody
Back at Spillane Field, time for the late innings of this one. Chatham in front of Wareham 8-1 in search of its first win of the Cape Cod Baseball League season in 2025. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Hudson Rowan, not to be confused with Hudson Ridley, back out on the mound. First pitch is a fastball inside. 1-0 to Jackson Freeman, lefty hitting Northwestern right fielder. Misses low. 2-0.
Yeah, I don't think you would get me confused with Hudson Rowan. I don't think I can touch 40 with my uncoordinated left arm.
Southpaw's 2-0. Fastball called a strike. Letter high, it's 2-1. Hudson, we talked about that Andrew Miller fog game, stuff of legend in Chatham and the Cape League. And Nate Taylor right there with him to start this one for Chatham. 2-1, misses low, dropped by the catcher Rose. 3-1 on Jackson Freeman. You're wondering what happened in that game when it was made up 6 days later. Chatham lost 6-0. 3-1. Fastball smoked. Dead center field. Hayden Yost on his horse at the wall. It one hops the fence, and Yost falls. Freeman rounds second. He puts the brakes on, and the groans come from the Chatham dugout, which had hoped he tried to stretch it to 3. Either way, it's a leadoff double for Jackson Freeman. And Chatham has a nobody out runner in scoring position in the 7th.
The relay in was bobbled by Davis. 10 feet behind the second base bag. If Freeman had rounded and took off, he may have made it.
Righty hitting Cole Johnson in. Knocked an RBI single through the right side his last time up. First pitch to him. Misses inside, 1-0. All right, back to that 2004 makeup game. So Andrew Miller, who had struck out 12 in 4 innings, every batter he faced before the game was fogged out, did not pitch for Chatham. 1-0, line to the screen. Behind home plate, 1-1. Falmouth's starting pitcher, P.J. Connolly, did pitch the makeup game and took a no-hitter down to the final out. 1-1. High, 2-1.
Jake, what happened on that final out?
We're told it was a humpback line drive caught in between a catch and a trap by the right fielder. 2-1, misses low. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the umpire on the right side ruled it a trap, no catch, to end the no-hit bid. And P.J. Connolly is now the mayor of Greenville, North Carolina.
Oh, well, there you go.
3-1. Fastball grounded to the right side, played on 2 hops by Agresti. He takes it to the bag himself for the second out as Freeman moves, or rather the first out, as Freeman moves from second to third. Travis Storer from Clemson was the Chatham player who got that 9th inning 2-out hit to break up the no-no in 2004. All considered, when you consider the fog out and then the makeup, that's got to be one of the wildest Cape League games ever.
You put those together, you have 2 of the greatest pitching performances ever.
The pitch to the righty Duncan Matthews is popped foul. First base side over Chatham's dugout. Here in 2025, the A's lead Wareham 8-1 in the top of the 7th. Runner on third with one out. Rowan's 1-0 to Matthews. Downstairs with a breaking ball. 2-1. Lefty Rowan came in. He threw one pitch, sent it to the backstop, and Ace Reese was thrown out trying to score from third. 1-1. Called a strike on the outside corner. Now a ball and 2 strikes on the righty hitting Matthews, who chokes up on his natural grain bat. 1-2. Called strike 3, just below the letters. Matthews looks to the dirt and shakes his head as he walks back towards Chatham's dugout. He's the second out.
The strikeout numbers for Chatham hitters have improved. However, the third strikeout looking, that number equals yesterday's total.
First pitch to Ethan Mendoza, waved at and missed. 0-1. Dennis Cook told me in the manager's show earlier today, look, if the pitcher just beats you, all you can do is tip your hat, but you have to go down battling. Runner on third, 2 out. 0-1 to Mendoza. High. Started his hands, but held up. 1-1. Lefty set, he deals. Breaking ball, tips off the catcher's glove, rolls to the backstop, throw to the pitcher, covering is not in time. Freeman scores from third. He scores on the wild pitch and makes it 9-1 Anglers in the top of the 7th. So now the bases are empty with 2 out. Mendoza in a 2-ball, 1-strike count. The pitch, line straight back off the backstop. Count goes even 2-2 on the righty hitting Texas shortstop. He is 1 for 4. Singled in the third and was stranded on third, reached on an error in the fourth and scored. That was the big Chatham inning where they scored 7 times. Lefty home. It's grounded up the middle, behind the bag. The second baseman Davis throws off balance to first, not in time. Mendoza legs out the infield single. He extends the Chatham half of the 7th and allows Henry Ford another trip to the plate. Ford, big right-handed hitter, sent a bomb to the deepest part of the park in his last at-bat, and Hayden Yost tracked it down right in front of the fence. Mendoza leads off first with 2 out. He's already got a stolen base. First pitch to Ford, fastball low, 1-0. Mendoza swiped 15 bases on 16 tries at Texas this spring. He's got his first in the Cape League in the first inning. 1-0. Line straight back off the screen. Big swing from Henry Ford, who wanted all of it. One pitch. Breaking ball downstairs. Ford checked his swing. Appeal to first, no swing, says William Bowers, 10 feet behind the bag at first. Lefty Rowan set from the third base side of the mound. He deals. Fastball smoked, dead center field again. Yost racing back, again he reaches up and makes the catch just a few feet in front of the fence. Boy, Henry Ford has smoked a couple of baseballs and has nothing to show for it. After 6.5 at Spillane Field, Chatham tacks on and leads it 9-1. All anglers as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports radio play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. 'Cause it's a root for the home team. And if they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's a 1, 2, or 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game.
Hope you got a good stretch in the middle of the 7th. Chatham in front of Wareham 9-1 as we go to the home half of the 7th, and Ty Dowley leads it off against the lefty reliever Josh Swink of Chatham. Swink through 2 innings has allowed 3 hits and a run. Dowley doubled off him to start his outing. Left on left, first pitch. Fastball popped into foul ground third base side. Ace Reese jogs over and puts it away on the warning track by the fence past the Wareham dugout for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 away in the home half of the 7th, and it brings up the righty hitting St. John's first baseman Adam Agresti. Interesting, Agresti finds himself in Wareham. Major St. John's connection is in Bourne this summer. The longtime Johnny's head coach Ed Blankmeyer. Left on right. First pitch. Fastball called a strike just above the knees. 0-1. It's usually a Johnny or 2 on Cape Cod. Chatham had one a couple of years back. Tate Ballestero. John LeGrand was in Bourne. Saw him last night playing under Blankmeyer. 0-1. Fastball, rather an off-speed pitch that misses by the batter's back right foot. 1-1 on Agresti, who today is 0 for 2. Grounded back to the mound and lined to center. 1-1. Fastball tapped foul down the third base line. Agresti is the only Wareham batter today who has not K'd. Of course, Nate Taylor, the Chatham starter, struck out 10 in 4 innings. Left against right. Here's the pitch. Fastball just outside. Agresti started his hands but did not go around. Chatham in search of its first win of 2025 after starting 0-2. 2-2 pitch. Fastball low, and the count goes full. Nobody on, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th in a 9-1 game. Chatham in front. Swings payoff. Cold strike 3 on the outside corner. Agresti stays in the box, then hops out and walks slowly back to Wareham's third base side as the Gatemen send a pinch hitter to the plate. This is Chase McDonald, right-handed hitter from Florida.
From Florida, batting in place of Chase Cruson.
Slides into the DH spot after Agresti strikes out, and now every Wareham hitter has gone down on strikes. Left on right matchup with nobody on and 2 out. First pitch from Swink, low. Miller, the catcher, makes the grab just above the dirt. The pitch, down and in. This time McDonald backs off the plate.
The fireball righty, softer tossing lefty duo through 3 games has paired very nicely.
A's have tried that exact recipe 3 times. 2-0, fastball line straight back to the backstop, 2-1. On opening day, it was the hard-throwing righty J.T. Quinn, then the soft-tossing lefty Charlie Foster, and a 1-0 loss. Both were excellent. Yesterday, Ryan Borberg, the righty starter, then Ethan Calder, the lefty reliever. 2-1. Fastball just off the outside corner, letter high on the righty. Today, Taylor was phenomenal, and Swink has been solid as well. Looking to close his 3rd inning of work. Just 1 run allowed, 3-1 on the outside corner. Count goes full.
A lot of takes late in this game by Wareham, and it hasn't helped the fact that Swink has been nibbling the corners and eating them up for cheap strikes.
2 on, rather nobody on, 2 out. The payoff pitch misses high, ball 4. Swink issues his first walk. It's the first walk from Chatham pitchers all day.
Attention please, pinch hitting for Jared Davis, number 16 pinch from South Carolina upstate.
And another pinch hitter comes in. This is Vance Sheehan, right-handed hitting infielder from USC Upstate, who pinch hits for Jared Davis. Short righty in the back of the box against the lefty, Swink. Runner on first with 2 men out. The pitch, fastball just off the outside corner, letter high again. Left against right. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped foul straight back behind home plate and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lefty comes set, looks at the runner at first and deals. Fastball just nicked foul at home plate, hit his back foot. And the count to 1-2.
Take care of what's going on here.
9-1 Chatham, bottom of the 7th. Runner on first, 2 out. 1-2 on the pinch hitter, Sheehan. Swink comes set. Pick to first, save. McDonald back with a dive, head first. Davis had Cade twice, once against Taylor, once against Swink, before being pinch hit for here by Sheehan. 1-2. Fastball just a hair off the outside corner. He's been right there a couple of times. It's close. And now Chatham manager Dennis Cook pulls Cole Johnson, the first baseman, off the base. No longer holding on the runner McDonald with 2 out. 2-2. Fastball, powered to right. Jackson Freeman jogs in. He's there to make the catch. And Josh Swink works around the 2-out walk and ends the inning on a flyout. In the bottom of the 7th, Dally pops out to first. Agresti strikes out. McDonald pinch hits and earns the 2-out walk. And then Vance Sheehan flies out to end the frame. All Chatham. It is 9-1 A's as we turn it back over to Hudson Ridley for the final few innings of play-by-play. A's lead it 9-1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
In the sun somewhere, there's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day. In the sun somewhere, there's a home run ball flying over that wall off a Little League bat. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. 2 for 1 at the fireworks and cold beer in my right hand. Pretty girls in a top-down Jeep, wind blowing through their bleached blonde hair, having fun forever young out there in the sun somewhere.
Time for the top of the 8th at Spillane Field. Here's Hudson Ridley.
Ace Reese digging in, the lefty on the lefty Hudson Rowan. The first pitch from the stretch is bounced in the dirt. 4-1. Anglers on top, 9-1, shouldered by a big top of the 4th, a 7-run frame. Ace Reese stands in again, the 1-0. Low yet again on a fastball from Hudson Rowan. Reese today has picked up 2 base hits in his first appearance with Chatham. Arrived to the Cape earlier today. The 2-0 pitch. Cranked left side, drifting foul towards the light tower and out of play. The lights now fully on at Spillane Field. Getting increasingly bright. The stands in left field now completely deserted except for one fan at the top row. 2-1. Low and away.
Respect to that one guy who's still out there.
I love the guys who always stick around too late. Rockies fans who are there for every game. 3-1. Taken at the knees. Strike 2 on a fastball, and Reese steps out and readjusts.
I would love to just go out there and watch the game with them.
That's very low-stress viewing. It's just for the beauty of baseball.
For
in
the
a
love of the
9-1
game.
ball game. For the love of the game. The payoff. Reese fouls it off. A ball that slammed against the backstop and the netting. Reese, dark wood handle, light wood barrel. Another payoff. Taken for a called strike 3. He started his walk down to first base. Pablo Bustamante had other ideas.
Well, Ace Reese has had a productive debut. He's also had an introduction to Cape League umpiring in his first game.
Bustamante gets a couple of slams in the Chatham dugout. 2 strikeouts looking, and up comes Isaiah Lane. First pitch fastball, first strike. Lane has reached base 3 of the 4 times he's been up. 2 walks and a single. The 0-1. Bounced in the dirt yet again off the netting. It's 1-1. A large 9-1 lead in the top of the 8th for the Anglers. One gone. Base paths completely empty and the sky dark in Wareham. The 1-1. Popped right side, foul. One of the warmer nights we've had so far in the last week. The bugs starting to make their appearance, swarming around the backstop. 1-2. High at the eyes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No doubt attracted by the lights at Spillane Field. Long look in from Rowan. The 2-2. Below. A fluttering of the hands from Bustamante behind home plate, indicating a full count. Lane steps back in. The payoff. Upstairs, ball 4. The 3rd walk of the day for Isaiah Lane. Yet another free 90 feet. And at this point, you can't call it free. It's pretty hard earned.
Yeah, Dennis Cook said even last night that strikeout he had in the 9th inning was a positive at bat, battled, and he's really battled. He's been a big difference maker in the middle of the order for Chatham today, on base all 4 times.
First pitch to Jake Hanley, the lefty, takes strike 1 on a fastball inside. Hanley hasn't been as patient, but it has paid off for him once. His 2nd extra base hit in as many games, cracked a double in the 4th. 0-1 is above the zone, 1-1 on a fastball. Hudson Rowan took over in the 6th after 2 pretty dismal appearances. Pitch is low, runner takes off for second, Lane is in, safe. The call at the plate was a strike, but Lane moves into scoring position. He has been all over the base paths, the 3rd time he's reached second base today. 1-2 count, the pitch. Upstairs.
I should say, Lane has reached base in 4 of his 5 trips to the plate, but the other was a sacrifice fly that drove in a run.
So still, 4 for 4 on his ledger, rather, 1 for 1 on his ledger with 3 walks. 2-2, outside. Yet another full count for Rowan. His pitch count has climbed to 42 in just 1 2/3. Payoff. Inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Chatham. It's Jake Hanley down to first.
Now batting, the catcher, number 4, Noah Miller.
So after the leadoff strikeout, Hudson Rowan with 2 full count walks. And it brings up the righty Noah Miller. Stands in with the handedness advantage. He's reached base 3 times today. First pitch, taken, nearly clipped him. It's ball 1. The last time up, he did get drilled. Similar situation on a fastball that came in on him, but that time hit him in the left elbow protector. 1-0. Way low. And now Rowan showing signs of struggle.
Gotta think Ryan Smythe is hoping he can get through this game with just Rowan, right?
You'd have to imagine he let Shea Went wear it for a while. 2-0, cut and a miss on a fastball, powered it by him. Shea Went wore it for 2 1/3, allowing 4 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of them earned. It was a long appearance for him. 2-1, Catches the inside corner, and Miller shakes his head. He's had his disagreements today with Bustamante, who won't give him the time of day. Pulls out his counter clicker from his left pocket and adds another pitch on. 2-1. Pitch. Cut on and missed. Into the glove, strike 3.
Come on, Jackson, let's go, kid. That's another Gateman strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exaparis, and Goller.
So after falling behind on 2 straight batters, Rowan gets ahead in the count. Finally takes care of one. 2 gone. Top of the 8th. Anglers on top 9-1 as Jackson Freeman stands in from the left side. Takes a first pitch ball.
Now remember, if Chatham were to get this to 11-1 this inning, and then Wareham did not score in the bottom half, that would end the game.
The mercy rule in effect. But they still need to drive in the 2 runners on the base paths. The 1-0. Taken for a called strike. Fastball low. Freeman has put good wood on a few pitches today. Only one of them getting him a hit, a double that came back in the 7th. 1-0. Grounded back to the pitcher. Rowan scoops it up, fires to first, and he's out of the inning. Hudson Rowan tosses 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and finishes the inning off himself. Chatham still with an increasingly commanding lead. Barely any offense from Wareham all day. They'll have another chance on the other side with 8, 9, and 1. Stripling, Yost, and Rose on the duties coming up in just a moment. If you like Chatham offense, you hadn't been satisfied the first few games, I bet you are now. Stick around, back on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me. And taking control. Jealousy turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed the bright side.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 8th, and we have a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. The right-hander, Caden Smith, on to make his first appearance in the Cape Cod Baseball League. 6'2", 195 sophomore from TCU. Finished his freshman year with a 5.25 ERA. He's been out here for the last week with the Chatham team. His older brother, Colton Smith, on the roster, has yet to make his way out to Cape Cod. So for now, the younger brother, Caden Smith, dealing all on his own. He stands out there alone on the mound to face 8, 9, and 1. Stripling, Yost, and Rose. Those 3 have combined for 5 strikeouts today. They have not reached base yet. Righty on righty. First pitch from Smith is popped up, drifts foul, and lands in the first base bleachers. Smith made limited appearances at TCU, 14 of them no starts, pitching only 12 innings. The 0-1. Fastball high, past the eyes of Stripling, who didn't turn his head to watch the pitch. He knew it out of the hand of Smith.
Those first two pitches from Smith, really what he has to offer. Mid to low 90s fastball, high spin rate breaking ball, low 80s.
1-1. Tipped into the mitt. Strike two. Stripling tried to hold up on the off-speed low, and he just could not do it. A ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Stripling. Smith comes set, kicks and deals. Grounded left side of the infield, gloved at short. The throw over from Lane, not in time. A hard 90 from Landon Stripling. Beats it out, and the leadoff man is aboard with an infield single.
Impressive that that was even as close as it was.
Now batting is center fielder number 53, Hayden Yost from Florida.
So with a man on, it brings up Hayden Yost. Yost, the lefty, with the handedness advantage, awaits the pitch. Here it is. Chop to the backstop. 0-1. A correction, that was Rylan Lujo earlier, who made a pinch hitting appearance. He takes a lead at first base. Held on by Cole Johnson. The 0-1. Called strike. Off speed clips the outside edge. The lights at Spillane Field giving off a low buzz. You can hear it if you listen closely. The 0-2. Called ball on the outer half, tried to backdoor Yost yet again, this time to no avail. Hayden Yost so far in 2 games, now 3, is 0 for 8. Has 2 strikeouts today, and is in a 1-2 count. Pitch way high. Fastball just escaped the arm of Smith. There was a jolting play from Noah Miller to extend the left arm and barely snagged that ball before it hit the backstop. Would have sent Lujo up 90 feet to second. The 2-2. Grounded at the plate. Dribbler laid off. Miller waiting for it down the line. It trickles back fair, and it's an infield single. Back-to-back base knocks for Wareham. Moves Stripling up to second. Rather, Lujo.
Neither ball has left the infield.
Cheap hits against Caden Smith early on, but they count the same in the stat sheet if they were hit anywhere else in the park for a single. Lineup turns over for Mac Rose. 0 for 3. Runners at first and second both take leadoffs. The first pitch skips off the glove and hits him on the shoulder. A loud crack as it knocked against his left shoulder guard. He takes it off and makes his walk to first.
Jay Powell wants to talk it over.
He makes his way out on the mound to talk to Smith. One of the younger players on this team, just 19 years old, making appearances against a congregation of some of the best hitters that the college ranks have to offer. You face guys back-to-back both from the SEC. It's never going to be easy, especially for a freshman. Jay Powell still having a chat before he finally leaves the mound and leaves Caden Smith alone. Noah Miller also walks back to his catching position. Braden Randall has waited a while before stepping in. Bases are loaded. Bottom of the 8th and a lot of work to do. Chatham with a 9-1 lead. But nobody gone. First pitch to Randall, cranked to dead center field. Ford comes in on it and makes the grab. Lujo tags from third, he makes it across safely. The second run of the day on the board. Now just a 7-run lead for the Anglers.
Smart play by Henry Ford as well. If he wanted to, could have tried to hose him at the plate. Instead takes it safe, keeps the other runners where they are at first and second. He knows this is a 7-run game still.
There's no need to go all out as the PA system celebrates. For the first time tonight, it has worked on the infield. And a bit of a sad celebration. First pitch at the plate, bounced in the dirt, and quickly gathered by Noah Miller. Colby Turner at the dish. Didn't even have to think about it. Turner with a bright gold barrel on his bat. Shines a lot brighter under these lights than it did earlier today. The 0-1. Taken for a ball. The throw down to first. Tried to back pick. Mac Rose, who was standing a few feet off the bag. The throw went into the glove of Johnson and collided. It took the glove into the body of Rose. But his foot was already back on the bag. So runner still at first and second with one gone. 0-2 count at the dish to Turner. The pitch. Bounced in the dirt, swung on and missed. Collected by Miller, but it doesn't matter. Wouldn't have to do the rundown on the drop strike 3, and he heads back.
There's that slider from Caden Smith. First time he's really gotten a swing and miss, a chase with it. By the way, have the final line on Josh Swink, lefty reliever from Liberty. He went 3 innings for Chatham. 3 hits, 1 run. It was changed to an unearned run. No walks and 3 strikeouts.
With 2 down in the bottom of the 8th, Ty Daly steps in. First pitch to him. Skipped in the dirt yet again, and Miller blocks it once again. Yost at second and Rose at first have been awfully jumpy. But even with a few pitches finding the dirt from Smith, the previous one elicited a massive swing and miss for a strikeout. The 1-0 is chopped back. Foul ball. The 1-1 count to Daly. A 154 hitter in the Cape League last year with Chatham. Was at Mercer at the time. Played this last season at Mercer, now making his way to Clemson next year. 1-1. Swung on and missed. The throw down to second. Not in time as Yost slides back. It was a hefty hack from Daly, who nearly swung out of his shoes in his batting helmet. Tilted off. He took it off and adjusted his mullet of flowing blonde hair.
I've liked the aggression from Noah Miller throwing to bases in this game.
He is not afraid to backpick. Ground ball right side. Mendoza gloves it on a high hop. The throw over in time. And the side is retired. However, a run still scores for Wareham, chipping away at the Chatham lead. It's 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on the base paths. Caden Smith finishing up his first inning of Cape Cod League Baseball. And on the other side, the Anglers with likely one more chance to hit. It's the top of the ninth in just a moment on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest now. He takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me. And taking control. Jealousy turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed the bright side.
Top 9 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hudson Ridley and Jake Klein with you. Cole Johnson digs in from the right side to face more of Hudson Rowan on for yet another inning of work. The lefty deals. First pitch swinging, cracked out to right field, and it's caught. Colby Turner slid over to his left after an initial jump in and made the grab for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Cole Johnson, and it brings up the 9-hole hitter, Duncan Matthews. After him, Ethan Mendoza will take some hacks for the 6th time this game. Matthews gives himself a cross at the dish, grabs the bat. The first pitch is low from the lefty for ball 1. He's got a bright wood grain bat. Smaller frame, just 5'8". But he hits for plenty of contact. 1-0. Swung on and tipped into the mitt. 1-1. We talked to him last night after he made his debut in Bourne. Talked to him about him reaching base on 2 errors, but just putting the ball in play is what it took. A 1-1. Called strike on a fastball. It's 1-2.
He was a warrior for South Alabama. Hit over 330. Didn't even get an all Sun Belt nod because 2 of the other best catchers in that league.
1-2 foul back.
Caden Bodine at Coastal Carolina being the first team all Sun Belt catcher. And the Shants all the way to Omaha.
1-2 is at the eyes. And this is a roster where there are 3 catchers.
Yeah.
1 is from Georgia. 1 is from Michigan. And when you look at it for Duncan Matthews, smaller brand school in South Alabama, not always the easiest to make it with a smaller figure, but he's proven himself so far. 2-2, popped foul, and showing himself again in yet another hard-fought at-bat.
You figure in a summer ball team, first of all 3 of the catchers they have right now, as Dennis Cook pointed out on the manager's show on opening day, can play other positions. That matters. But another catcher possibly coming in Chase Freilich, star freshman from Auburn.
Tough to keep 4. 2-2. Grounded up the middle. Gloved at second. The throw over in time for out number 2.
I agree. Tough to keep 4 catchers on the roster, right? So if you're Duncan Matthews, every at bat, even if it's a 9-2 game in the bottom of the 8th, matters.
You may not get the benefit of the doubt. Some of the bigger school guys will get. Ethan Mendoza, a big school guy himself from Texas. The righty stands in for the 6th time today. He's reached base 3 times. First pitch swinging, grounded to short, gloved by Randall. The throw on to first in time, and 1, 2, 3 go the Anglers. Jake, it's going to take a whole lot to get it done in the bottom of the 9th. 7 to tie from an offense that really has not done much today.
Yeah, Wareham up against it, trying to avoid being the last 0-3 team remaining in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Really not looking good if they want to make those fortunes happen. Again, anything is possible, but the A's right now, more runs than the Gatemen have hits. Not looking great. 7 to tie, 8 to go home. Chatham could get their first win.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
The 9th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham 3 outs away from its first win of the 2025 season. Hudson Ridley and Jake Klein with you for what could be the final inning, most likely. Caden Smith still out on the mound. He'll face Adam Allegretti to lead things off. First pitch below the zone, rather Agresti. It's Agresti, Cruson, and Davis, the 3. That's 5, 6, and 7 for Wareham. The 1-0. Bounced in the dirt. The appeal down to first. Says no swing, but Agresti started to go around, and that's not the first time we've seen a pitch in the dirt from Smith elicit a swing, or at least a thought of a swing. So even with the missed locations, the stuff looks good. The 2-0 fired high, and now the red light put on for Agresti. The Gatemen just need base runners. 3-0 is high, and it's a 4-pitch walk from Smith. Agresti with a brisk jog down the first base line. Stands in next to first baseman Cole Johnson and takes his leadoff steps ahead of Chase Cruson. Rather, the pinch hitter Chase McDonald. First pitch to McDonald. It's a called ball below the zone, and that's 5 straight misses from Smith to start the bottom of the 9th. Doesn't waste much time getting into his windup on the 1-0. Swing and a miss. There's the strike. A high fastball blew it right by him. 1-1. Smith kicks and deals at the eyes. Ball 2. Not the zippiest fastball from a right-hander. Sitting in the low 90s. 2-1. Right down the middle. Strike 2 on a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, none gone. A runner on first in the bottom of the ninth. Chatham up by 7. Smith's 2-2. Taken for strike 3 looking. Breaking ball froze McDonald. A beautiful back door for out number 1 in the bottom of the ninth. Smith now just 2 away.
And now 15 strikeouts for Chatham pitchers tonight.
The strikeouts galore this season. First pitch to Vance Sheen, a called ball on an off speed. Left well above the zone. Sheen, one of 2 pinch hitters in the game, rather replacements at this point. Pitch leaves the hands of Sheen on a swing. He wanted every stitch of that ball. Instead, tossed his bat to the protective netting.
How about the fan sitting right behind the backstop who thought there was a baseball bat coming at her head?
Life flashed before her eyes. Now back and a 1-1. Swing and a tip into the mitt. 1-2. You never want to see a big piece of wood coming at you.
No.
No matter what. The 1-2. Grounded up the middle, grabbed by Smith. He bobbles it. The toss on to first in time for out number 2. He wanted to spin and fire to second, but before he could, the mind went faster than the hands, who bobbled it. Still got the out at first, and Chatham 1 away from its first win of 2025 in what has so far been commanding fashion. That brings up Rylan Luho. From the stretch, the pitch. High for ball 1. The sky now completely blacked out in Wareham. Only the light shining down on Caden Smith and out away from ending it. The 1-0. Same spot, high fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. Can't get any swings and misses from his high fastballs. It's 2-0. Pitch. Cut on and missed. The announcer's jinx. As soon as he can't get swings, all of a sudden, Luho unleashes on a high fastball. Can't get a stitch of it. It's 2-1. 2 gone, bottom of the ninth. Chatham up by 7. Pitch. Swung on and missed. The buzz in the crowd starting to grow a little bit more. Smith just a strike away. Long look in. 1 second to fire. He does. It's low, and it loads the count full. Off-speed pitch that was trapped in the dirt by Miller. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Runner on second with a leadoff. Bottom of the ninth, Chatham up 7. The payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chatham wins its first ball game of 2025 in commanding fashion. Dennis Cook has his first win as Chatham A's manager. 9-2. The Anglers dominate from start to finish. A pitching showcase, a hitting showcase. It had absolutely everything, and there's plenty to break down on the Anglers Extra Post-Game Show. Jake, you really have to like what you saw out of the Anglers today.
What a turnaround. The pitching has been consistent all the way through. Got a heck of a performance from Nate Taylor out of the start. And how about the offense? Finally breaks through with that 7th-run inning and keeps it going, scoring twice more after.
The momentum punch in the 3rd game, it finally comes, and Chatham, the offense shows up. The Anglers take down the Gateman 9-2. Anglers Extra Post-Game Show up next.
Sports Radio, play by It's Chatham on GRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Oh, oh, oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad. There's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Oh, na 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 When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, when the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh,
Anglers Extra.
The Anglers Extra post-game show after Chatham's first win of the season, 9-2, in commanding fashion over Wareham. The hitting was good today, but the pitching arguably was even better. You have Jake Klein standing by right now after a fantastic performance from Chatham's starter.
Hudson here with Nate Taylor after a 4-inning, 10-strikeout performance in Chatham's first win of 2025. Nate, what worked today?
Just commanding the fastball, just coming out and just trying to throw strikes. I mean, it's wood bat we've been throwing against metal bat all year, so just coming out and trying to throw strikes and land all 3 pitches for strikes was kind of my goal of today.
You didn't start in any of your 9 appearances this spring at Georgia. What's the difference for you between coming out of the pen and getting the start?
I feel like preparation is probably the biggest thing. I mean, coming out of the pen, you kind of just get hot, get going, and you're in the game. We're here, I've kind of got a little bit more extended time, and just figuring that out, how to get myself warm and how to stay warm in between innings was the adjustment that I had to make today.
Dennis Cook emphasized to us pregame how important it is to keep the walks down. Not only 10 strikeouts for you, but you did just that and kept the walks down. How much of a focus is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big focus, especially being at Georgia with Coach Johnson. Just pounding the strike zone is the biggest you can do. And I mean, being in the Cape here with the team, I trust the defense behind me with everything. And I mean, if they put it in play, I have full confidence that our guys are going to make plays.
You got to see your Georgia teammate JT Quinn strike out 10 the other night on opening day. How much of a motivation was that for you to match him?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too much of a motivation. I mean, just, two Georgia guys, been friends with them, met about a year ago, just pulling for each other. And I know he's in there pulling for me during the game, just like how I was for him. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a competition, but we definitely have some friendly banter.
What's the adjustment been like, not only to playing in the Cape Cod League, but to the atmosphere of Cape Cod?
I mean, I feel like for me, it's just, like I said, preparation, just coming out and just trying to attack hitters, whether there's 20,000 people here, 200. For me, I feel like it shouldn't make too much of a difference, just coming out and attacking hitters the same way, no matter what.
10 strikeouts for Nate Taylor in his Chatham debut, and the A's pick up the win. Nate, thanks for the time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Back to Hudson Ridley for the rest of A's Extra, the postgame show.
Exactly right, and Nate Taylor, even after those 10 strikeouts in 4 innings, as humble as ever. You'll hear plenty of those strikeouts on the other side when the Anglers Extra postgame show returns with highlights in just a moment.
The screen door slams, Mary's dress sways. Like a vision, she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Roy Orbison singing for the lonely. Hey, that's me and I want you only. Don't turn me home again. I just can't face myself alone again. Don't you run back inside, darling, you know just what I'm here for. So you're scared and you're thinking that maybe we ain't that young anymore. Well, show a little faith, there's magic in the night. Ain't a beauty, but hey, you're alright. Oh, and that's alright with me. Your covers and study your pain. Make crosses from your lovers, throw roses in the rain. Waste your summer praying in vain for a savior to rise from these streets. Oh, now I'm no hero that's understood. All the redemption I can offer, girl, is beneath this dirty hood. With a chance to make it good somehow. Hey, what else can we do now? Except roll down the window, let the wind blow back your hair. Well, the night's busted open, these 2 lanes will take us anywhere. We got one last chance to make it real. We're trading these wings on some wheels. Climbing back, heaven's waiting down on the tracks.
Welcome in to Anglers Extra, the post-game show, live from Spillane Field after a big Chatham win, 9-2, the first of the season. And we have your highlights from Touchstone Closing. At the beginning of the game, you didn't really know what you were going to get from Nate Taylor. A bit of a wild card. And then Taylor started to show up. 2-2 with 2 gone. Nobody on. Pitch. Pop to the screen. Cruson staying alive. Getting the start in the DH spot from Central Florida. Cruson stands in with his big frame. Ready to go. 2-2. Strike 3 called at the knees on a fastball. 5 strikeouts for Nate Taylor. A whole hand of Ks through just 2 innings pitched. It was a unbelievable start from Nate Taylor. And it didn't end there. He ended up going even further. All 7 strikeouts from Taylor have been swinging. 2-2 pitch with 2 gone. Swing and a miss. He gets another. 9 batters faced, 8 strikeouts. Nate Taylor is on fire. A scoreless ball game. But of course, you can't win ball games if you don't score. And Chatham, for the first 2 games of the season, struggled to do that. Only 2 combined runs after getting shut out on opening day. And then yesterday falling to Bourne 4-2. And then all of a sudden, the bats came alive.
0-2. Breaking ball slapped on the ground, up the middle, off the glove of Davis at second and into center field. Lane comes home. Hanley rounds third. He scores. It's a 2-run single for Noah Miller, and Chatham strikes first. 2-0 A's in the top of the 4th.
So 2 runs. Chatham has done that before, but have they gotten more than that? No, until.
The pitch. Breaking ball slapped on the ground up the middle. It rolls under the glove of Randall at short and into center field. Miller scores. Freeman scores. It's an E6, and it costs Wareham a pair of runs. 4-0 Chatham in the 4th.
The A's weren't done piling on after that. 2 more runs came around to score, and then even more run support.
Ford leads off third, just a step into foul ground. Reese leads off of first. 1-2. Breaking ball, flied into medium depth left center. Left fielder Dally settles under it. Ford tags. The throw goes into second, and Henry Ford scores easily. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Isaiah Lane. Chatham adds another. It's 7-0 A's in the 4th.
So with all this offense, you probably at this point forgot about Nate Taylor. Well, let me remind you.
Taylor's Georgia teammate J.T. Quinn struck out 10 in 5 innings on opening day. Taylor looking for a 10th in 4 innings. He rocks and fires. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Colby Turner down on strikes for the 2nd time, and Nate Taylor has racked up 10 strikeouts in 4 innings.
10 strikeouts is where the day would eventually end for Taylor. It didn't come until later where Wareham ended up picking up some run support once he was out of the ballgame.
Agresti. Chatham has 1 out in the bottom of this 5th inning. Fastball tapped softly up the first base line. Johnson, the first baseman, boots it, shovels to first. It gets past the pitcher's swing. The runner, Dally, moves to third and comes home to score. Cruson up to second as well on the E3. Wareham is on the board. It's 8-1 Chatham in the bottom of the 5th.
And then after that point, only 2 more runs were scored. Struggles all around for Wareham, but Chatham, not the case. The payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chatham wins its first ball game of 2025 in commanding fashion. Dennis Cook has his first win as Chatham A's manager. 9-2. The Anglers dominate from start to finish. So that was your ball game. The first win of the Dennis Cook era comes in commanding fashion, 9-2. The final line scores for Chatham: 9 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. For Wareham, 2 runs, 5 hits on 1 error. So Chatham putting up more runs than hits allowed. The Anglers finally get on the board and have another chance to add to it tomorrow, Jake. But boy, you really have to highlight this day with Nate Taylor.
Sure do. Talked to him post-game. He said wasn't much of a motivating factor for him that J.T. Quinn, his Georgia teammate, had 10 strikeouts the other day.
I don't know about that.
He matches him in just 4 innings. And by the way, more Georgia pitching on this Chatham pitching staff still to arrive in town, so it could be a summer of Bulldogs for the A's. But good for Dennis Cook to get his first win. Good for this Chatham team, confidence-wise, to get the bats going finally and pick up a win.
Those two Bulldog teammates have combined to allow just 1 hit. That was it, over 9 innings pitched and putting up 20 strikeouts in the process. It's been unbelievable for the Dogs in Chatham. Next game is tomorrow at 7 p.m. against Hyannis at home. The Anglers return under the lights of Veterans Field. We hope that you join us right here for Anglers Extra, the pregame show, starting at 6:40 p.m. An incredible game from the Anglers today in terms of offensive production. It really turned it around. For Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley saying so long, and we will hear you tomorrow night.
Chatham-based baseball, sports radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRC.